Never, 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 never. Did you know that?
Yes, I know that.
His wife's having serious back issues. Did you know that?
We just had dinner with him.
Sure. Did she tell you she's having?
Hey, what is your relationship with Vincent McDonald Hyundai? Oh, I thought you did. I thought you said he got back to you. He was a GM. I got you. That was it. I just wanted to know if you knew him. That's all. All right. Yep. No, this is a new case, but he's the GM. I didn't know if you had a rapport or what. That's all. Got it. Later, bye.
1400 is 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Sure is.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast. Your Thursday morning rock looking pretty good now.
I just can't get over this place.
What? What's going on?
Just this McDonald Hyundai. I just can't believe the guy lied like that. I just can't fucking believe it.
So that legal complaint now?
No, that's a whole different one, man.
What's his name called me and asked me if I could take a look at it. Nobody's
Yeah, I know.
contacted me since then.
This guy, I mean, if he won't have you look at it, there's nothing else I'm going to do. I mean, that's just it.
Who is that?
Another McDonald Hyundai brought it in for a warranty leaking transmission or transaxle or whatever it's called on there. And they said it's only seeping and we don't cover seepage, which is just bizarre within itself. But then they said what they meant by
Is he asleep, listening?
I don't know if he's even up yet.
Are you hooked up?
I'm not.
No, I mean, Mark, you have the laptop hooked up?
Yeah, I just hooked it up.
Okay, I'm gonna say send me a link.
I did. I already told him.
Oh, good.
He just started setting up though, because I was so late getting the laptop in there. So then they said what they meant by seeping is it's old oil from when it was leaking before they did the seal, whatever seal it is. So they were saying we fixed it, it's not leaking. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, how do you argue with that? We got everyone else look at it. It is or not.
Yeah, because I think it was Marty that called me and asked me if I'd take a look at it. Have the guy call me, I'll get it up.
And if you recall, one of mine was barely leaking, and you pointed it out, and they had no problem warranting it. In fact, they swapped out the whole thing with the brand new unit.
Twice we found leaks on two different vehicles.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the ironic thing about that one, I didn't realize it at the time, we had 120,000 miles because something, I don't even know why. But when I sold that, had 105,000 miles or 110, but the engine had, oh my God, the engine had less than 8,000 miles on it, and the transmission had maybe 15,000 miles on it. It was like, you know, the powertrain was brand new. I should have kept that. It would have been the perfect vehicle you have, like when company comes in town. It was cheap, but yet it was going to be in good shape.
Every time I get into one of those cars, I just pick up a RAV4. They just transfer. I didn't go from 850.
You'll have that forever.
We're going there. I have to put the training up, brakes, and tires, and I can easily turn around and top this thing for 12, 15 grand.
Yeah.
And but we've got a Ukrainian family with refugees coming in a Delta here in a couple of weeks, so we're just giving them the chance. Every time I come across these situations where if I can make a profit on this, I'll get some fat back there in the hand.
That's nice.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Tom Martino. Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere on the air. The longest running radio show with the same host, still solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. Let's go. Let's start right off. We will take your calls at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, the sale ends tonight for realcbdthatworks.com for 40% off. The code is SUMMER, all caps, SUMMER22. You get 40% off any CBD product from Panacea Life Sciences. I represent them because they are simply the best, and they work for pain, anxiety, inflammation. They even have a cosmetic line with anti-inflammatory properties. So remember that, okay? 40% off all your purchase, Summer 22. They even have pet products. Speaking of pets, by the way, a little corgi was roaming around on the highway, and Susan Mark stops and picks up a little corgi. A little corgi.
So cute.
And you come to find out her name was what? What, Susan?
Suzanne figured it out.
Aggie. Well, Suzanne, so you guys take it to Dumb Friends, and it was chipped, right?
She was.
Chips are great. Chips are great. So the owner was contacted. How did you get a hold of the owner?
By the power of social media. I threw it on our neighborhood Facebook page, the Nextdoor app, all of that, and people made the connection.
And so you got a call, or you called her?
Somebody put her phone number on my post, and so I called her, and she said, my husband's on the way to Dumb Friends League to get her now. They were so grateful.
Were they distressed?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
So the
Sweetest
doggy was out and then roamed away, huh?
It got into a little trouble this morning, apparently, so they put it out back.
I'm a little disappointed because I would have kept her.
All right. Well, let's go to Dennis. Let's start right off with a complaint unfortunately, about someone on a referral list. I hope it's not serious. I hope we can handle it. Is this something we've heard before?
I'm not sure.
Dennis, what's going on?
Yeah, I spoke with you back in March, Tom, about the crown molding in my kitchen. We spoke with Mark Schmansky. They were going to color match it and put the crown molding up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that April 1st, they had it matched. I'm still waiting for it to be installed.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, they had their contractor out. The one that was doing the job couldn't do it. He was unable to do crown molding.
Okay, I will assure you of this, though. You're not going to be cheated, and we will get this done, and we will call Mark. But thanks for the update. And Dennis, truly, so many people are having problems with installers and parts and all this, but at least they got a color match. Let's see now when we can get that put up for you.
I appreciate it, Mark. Tom, this has been going since November.
No, I know, man. I know. Listen. But at least, and I hope you take solace in this, at least when you use our referral list, you have somewhere to complain, and we do work with our people. It's unlike any other thing you'll ever find anywhere, because there's at least you have a place to voice and to be listened to. And Mark, we'll talk to Mark. We talk to Mark all the time.
He always comes on, man.
Now, here's the deal, man. I mean, everyone's having some sorts of problems, with supplies, with price increases and all of that. Buddy Mitchell, by the way, what he's doing is he's battling that. I talked to him this morning after we talked yesterday. Do you know that he's starting to buy truckloads of stuff? And here's what he's doing. He's asking consumers to plan ahead. So, in other words, if you know you're going to have a floor, but you don't want it till September or October, November, if you buy the floors, what he can do is match you to a truck. He gets a full truck, and you save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on shipping and costs. Also, he's got some specials on some hardwood that was ordered for a builder who canceled it. So all of that coming up, but I just want to give you a hint. Everyone's having a problem. Buddy at least is trying to do something about it. Jake, what's going on with you, Jake? What's happening? Mark, you're going to remember to talk to you'll talk to him about that? Okay. Jake, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I'm calling back from yesterday. I just want to thank you and also Mark and, of course, Suze.
Smarty Pants? Was Smarty Pants? No. Who took yours? Oh, no. I know what this was. This was the drainage issue. Your neighbor put a drainage tube through the fence, and you said, hey, what's going on? It's probably encroaching. We looked at some photos and said, it looks like there's a railroad tie. Just move it or ask her to move it. What's the update on that?
Well, I'm at work. I got to work today, but I think tomorrow morning what I'm going to do is just remove those rocks like Mark suggested onto what I think is her property and the railroad.
Shovel it over.
Yeah, and by the way, by the way,
that was one ugly railroad tie.
But that's an ugly easement right there, really. Everything you have on that side of the fence, on both sides, I need to see a Google or Earth. For the heck of it, would you give Would you give Suze your address? I want to look at Google Earth on how this lays out, Jake. Maybe I might have some other suggestions. Thanks for calling us. Jeff Vick is with us, Kimmer Transmission. Now, let me get this right. Transmissionsdenver.com?
That is correct.
That is the coolest URL you can have. You must have gotten that years and years ago.
We've had it quite some time, yeah.
Transmissionsdenver.com. What's the latest word? You know what I ask every time. What's the latest word on supplies? What's the latest word on pricing? What's the latest word on issues?
Well, pricing's definitely going up all over.
I heard 20 and 30%.
Some of it definitely, and we've actually, as of the 7th, we got our fifth oil increase pricing on our oils since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
That alone hurts. Parts that were available yesterday aren't available today. Stuff that wasn't available yesterday is available today. It's all a crapshoot as to what you're going to find when you pick up the phone. I spend probably 4, maybe 5 times more time on the phone searching for parts than I ever used to.
Wow. So they're hard to find.
Yeah, and you're searching
the older ones or newer ones or both?
Both. Yeah, and you're searching multiple vendors for one job.
What about cats?
Well, we don't do cats, so I really don't have a problem with that.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ryan held yesterday. He wants to talk about a remodel. Ryan, what is happening in your life, Ryan?
Our landlord had the popcorn ceiling in our house removed and then the ceiling textured, and then we live on like a little ranch property.
Why did Why did the landlord decide to do that when it was rented?
I don't know. I was also calling about that. I don't know anything.
Okay, I mean they're allowed to do reasonable improvements and all that when it's rented. But did the landlord say why they're doing that?
No, they just said they were doing it. They had the roof redone. They were doing
okay.
Stuff.
And what did they replace the popcorn with? Just a trowel ceiling?
Just textured painted ceiling.
Okay. Okay, so what's the problem?
They use my personal truck. I have a little farm truck, a dioxide little Japanese truck. I leave the key in it because I live in a little ranch. No one's out there. And then I have my camera driving my personal truck, filling it with, I don't know if it's asbestos popcorn ceiling or not because I never got to test that.
Well, hold on. If it was an asbestos popcorn ceiling, when was this house built?
1977.
Man, if it was asbestos and they didn't do special mitigation, they're in big trouble, and I wouldn't go in that house unless I knew.
We've had Rock handler. He's in the middle of handling something very similar.
Listen, man, you better get this checked, Ryan, because you don't want to be in that house. If they just removed it, it's going to be all over that house.
Call up Rock over at American
Get
Restoration.
a test.
He can test it.
Get a test. I'm serious. Get a test.
Well, he has other problems.
Okay, I understand you have other problems. Now, what is wrong with your truck after they've used it?
It's just full of this dusty stuff, basically.
Well, what do you mean full of it? I thought they used it to dump it. They used it to just store it?
So they threw it in the back. It has a little flatbed and then little side buckets on the side. And then inside where they sat down, it's just covered in the white dust.
So now the truck is just filthy?
Yeah.
Okay, what year is this truck?
It's a 1993.
And it's a 1993. About how many miles on it?
Oh, like 30,000. It's not a street legal truck. It's a farm equipment truck.
I get it, bro. I get it. So did they do that much damage, or can you just clean it and be done with it?
Oh, I can clean and be done with it. I just was wondering if someone uses my personal truck.
Depending on how much, if they did damage, you got a case there. But I mean, I don't know how much it's going to be worth. Hold on, we'll talk about it.
Did you know audio memory lasts 6 times longer than visual memory? That's why businesses advertise with iHeartMedia, the #1 audio company in the country. Reach consumers with radio, podcasting, streaming, and more. Make your business a household name and visit iHeartAdvertising.com or call 844-BUY-RADIO. Grow your reach, grow your business. Call iHeartMedia today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com or call 844-BUY-RADIO.
When we talk about contracting, what I like is a contractor that I know and trust, especially when it comes to solar. There are so few good, solid solar companies. Genesis SolarCO.com is taking on the solar business with 25-year warranty from the from the installers, 25-year warranty on components and 25-year warranty on energy production. You can find out more by calling them. They also do everything on the outside of your house, from the roofing, soffits, fascia, siding. They even do stucco, beautiful stucco, painting, doors, windows, decks, you name it, they do it, even fencing. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509.
You've heard the big news.
Greta is back. And she's on the news now.
Oh, God.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name? Robert, hi, in a sentence or less. What would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
Amanda wants to call in.
What's that?
A follow-up from Deputy Smart.
Yeah, I want to get this McDonald Hyundai dude on.
Oh, well.
The woke agenda.
Okay, and who did it? Who put it in?
Look at him up there now, talking about...
Oh, yeah, what's he doing? What is the executive?
I don't know, something...
Problem with new septic install. So you're just going to have to hang tight here, Robert. Got a few calls ahead of you. You're going to listen to the phone, and when you hear your name, you're going to come on and tell Tom about this. See how we can best help on this, okay?
To do something about it. But they wanted
hang on, and how much does a job like that run?
Plus, they couldn't have done it because some of them running coming up would never be able to do it.
I'm talking about years in the past. You know, they have all this time. So you could have done this a long time ago. But no, it makes good arguments.
Why isn't this alive? This should be, unless it's just the, whatever you call it, running schedule.
Yeah, why? Why isn't it?
It's probably a bonus spot. You follow?
Yeah.
Because everything's live except for the bonus. Okay, so no one, he's still saying it. No one knows what to do.
But he comes up here and he talks about this. Has he even addressed the assassination in Japan?
Or Boris Johnson resigning?
Listen to the Martha Stewart podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure,
I think Brown
your
had
job is a job, but then the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver...
Hi, Keith, please.
ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for.
Keith is looking for Keith.
4 out of 5 employees who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try.
I know Mark Major was in this morning talking to him about Steve Bedek. And I guess Keith had told him that the guy was handled and you guys picked up there's a bunch of issues with it. It's the Tom Martino show here. Mark Major was in this morning to talk about it with you guys.
With a follow-up.
And
I'm
so
going to
now
tell
this
Marty if they're not willing
gentleman
to
is
come
calling
back.
in saying he hasn't been handled. No one's picked up his vehicle. So we were just giving you guys an opportunity to come on and address it.
We do not. I'm sorry. We have to have them come on. We do not help people unless they are willing.
The one that got me?
Apparently, Mark Major did. Tom's co-host was in there picking up his own vehicle and talked to Keith. I'm very confused. You're saying Keith wasn't. Oh, okay. Let me get that for you, sir. Hang on. I just had it.
I don't remember that one.
And it sat there.
Get to the property because of weather or something like that.
It is. Very sorry, I didn't have it right in front of me here.
10 fucking times. In fact, I remember now, I was going to go down to the
I know, the show.
The home show, and we were going to...
I remember all
number.
of
it. So, he gets a full refund. Every fucking nickel. Refused to come on and give the update because, he signed a release. I said, well, why didn't you call us first,
Apparently there's been some big problems about getting it picked up, and then so Mark Major, co-host of the Tom Martino show, was in picking up his vehicle this morning. Apparently talked to Keith. Keith said the guy was handled, and the vehicle was dropped off yesterday. So we went to call Mr. Bedek about it, and he says, no one's been out here to touch my vehicle, pick it up, or anything.
Twitter. Follow the Troubleshooter @RealTomMartino.
And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. Denver's talk station.
Online at khow.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is the finest man and real estate broker I know. He will take care of you with a complimentary, and I mean complimentary, market analysis of your home and what it will sell for and what you can buy it for. And it's going to be a wonderful situation if you get Frank, because you'll know the real deal based on his 27 years of experience. I've used Frank for multiple deals, and I could never do better myself, or could I find anyone to do what he has done for me, buying and selling real estate. He's 303-920-1622. All right. So Ryan says, this crew, my landlord hired a company to remove a popcorn ceiling. They replaced it with textured ceiling. Number one concern, is it asbestos or not? I wouldn't put it past some people to get rid of asbestos without telling anyone. If that's the case, that's one separate issue. You need to get it checked and tested. We recommend American Restoration 24/7. That's 833. Oh wait, the number. Let me make sure it's
833.
Is it 833 though? That's the one I wanted to know. It is 833-7 AMREST. Now let's get back to the other issue. And the other issue is they used your truck. You have a 1993 farm truck, but hey, it's a little Japanese truck you use around the farm only, and now it's filthy. Has about 30,000 miles. Now, let me ask you the truth. Before they used it, was this a little truck that looked like new?
No.
Okay. Now, what harm, after you clean it, what permanent harm will you have?
I don't know if there's any damage because I haven't driven it yet.
Okay.
Since they drove it, I haven't driven it.
All right, here's the bottom line. They owe you what they've damaged.
Okay.
They owe you what they damaged, but you better get it done right now and not wait. You better get it analyzed. How do you work on a Ford truck? A farm truck if you can't get it off the farm?
Oh, I just work on it myself.
Okay, so you'll know enough to see if anything's wrong with it. What do you think? How many miles do they put on it?
The odometer's kind of funky, so I'm not sure. They were just using it to go back and forth to fill our dumpster kind of thing.
Listen, I think you're overthinking that. I'd be more worried about the asbestos at this point, really. 303-713-8255. Call us back when you find something, okay? Steve's got a McDonald Hyundai issue. Hey, listen, I want to explain something to you. We have recently had problems with companies that we've never had problems with before. I want to bring up one first. Westminster Mercedes.
Oh, God, they went to hell.
Now,
totally to hell.
They had concierge service. They pick up your car. You get a loaner. They bring your car back, pick up the loaner. And I'm not even mad that they don't do that or that went to hell.
How about
but
the complaints? 100 complaints in about a month.
The complaints we've gotten about how bad their service is and how all of them have gone downhill, and not one time would Westminster's GM come on and address one complaint, nor would they tell us what's going on at that dealership. We do know they had a mass exodus of people, really good people, left the dealership, including their service director. The dealership now is on my they suck list. And we used to have 2 Mercedes service there. I will never go back there
You
again.
dropped a lot of coin with those folks.
Right. Now, the work they did was great while they were doing good work. Now, all we get are complaints. Westminster, I just want everyone to know, because I dropped a lot of good reviews on Google. Can I go and take those reviews down? Because I had great reviews on them when they were good. But the problem with a review, it's not one review doesn't stand for time indefinite. So here's the message. Westminster Mercedes sucks. They suck. They're bad, 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 bad. They don't answer complaints. They don't give a damn about consumers. They suck. The GM sucks. The GM will not address one consumer complaint. Not one. Not to the consumer, not to us. The service department sucks. The entire dealership went to hell. Now, if you look into their history, you're going to find something went wrong. We predicted, we are the pulse of the consumer community. We can tell when something is awry. For example, when for years and years and years, you hear nothing but good stuff, and then all of a sudden you get a ton of complaints. We know something is wrong. And when we say something is wrong, you find out there was a change of ownership or management or philosophy or whatever. Now, let's shift to McDonald Hyundai, where I bought a car for my daughter. Mark has bought multiple cars.
At least five Hyundais.
From them.
Genesis. But beyond that, like this guy we're going to talk to, Steve, he went there because he heard us talking about him.
And for some reason now, Mark's got a complaint with him on a personal note. We have other people calling us with complaints.
This one is mind-blowing.
And now Steve has a complaint. Now, listen. The McDonald family, for years and years, I've known them.
First Hyundai I bought was from Bruce McDonald.
They are good people. I don't know what, but there's a red flag going up right now. Now, I thought I heard someone from the family died. I don't know, but I heard something about that. I'm not sure if it's true. We need to get the GM to come on to talk about these problems.
Vince.
Is he the same GM that's been there for a while?
He's been there pre-COVID, so yeah, he's been there years.
Okay.
They have changed a lot. I recognize a few of the smirky faces in the service department.
Okay.
But when you hear what
Steve, go ahead. Tell your story.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Mark. We bought a Genesis GV70 from McDonald Hyundai Genesis last September. It was a 2022. And the sales experience was great. Okay. No problems with that. In May 11th, with 1,400 miles on the vehicle, a check engine light comes on. So the next day, I made an online appointment, put in the notes that I wanted a loaner because we were just going to spend the day in Denver. They offered concierge service when we bought it, but we just thought, well, it's a chance to get down to Denver. I live in Windsor. And so when we got there on the 27th, the day of the appointment, we were told, well, there's nobody here that can work on your car, and you're going to have to leave it.
Drives from Windsor.
I said, okay, give me the loaner, and, we'll be on our way. You can keep the car. Oh, we don't have any loaners. So, well, that's not going to work then. So we agreed. We made an appointment for the 13th of June.
Yeah.
They would come to Windsor, pick up our vehicle, leave us a loaner, take it back to McDonald Hyundai. And on the 13th, nobody called, nobody showed. So then that's when we kind of, my wife started an incident with corporate
Genesis.
And with corporate Genesis. And so they did reach out to us. They said they couldn't get a hold of anybody in the service department.
Dude, no one answers there.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the respect.
Tom, but where this is going, this guy's car still is not fixed. But what happened this morning after this break is going to blow you away. What Josh, the service manager, told me to my face 45 minutes ago about this call.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast.
Well, it's not a bad-looking drive around town. We do have a crash, though, a new one northbound on Santa Fe at C470, blocking the right lane. Look for delays there. Fairly heavy traffic southbound on I-225 between Parker Road down to Yosemite, and the usual slowing eastbound and westbound on I-270 through Commerce City. The rest of your drive around town right now, though, is in fairly good shape. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Look for some isolated thunderstorms this afternoon, but it's going to be hot. 93 for a high, 60 for a low. Right now, 76 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
The European Union has new crypto regulations that will cause more harm than good. I'm Mark Moss, each week discussing the decentralized revolution. So join for the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney that I hope you never need. Criminal defense, what is that? Well, of course, if you're accused of a crime. Some people are falsely accused. Other people have excuses. They have all kinds of things to say, especially with DUIs. Listen, DUIs are hard to explain because you can get rideshare or, a designated driver. But Joe won't preach to you, okay? One thing I want to say is this. If you're in trouble, don't ever represent yourself. And don't expect, okay, this is really serious. Don't expect to shop under pressure. You make bad decisions. I did the shopping for you. Joseph A. Lazzara. I've known him 30 years. He'll do free initial consultations and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You heard me talk about his free market analysis of your home and maybe an analysis of what you can buy after you sell. He also, of course, does a one-day listing. Well, let me explain that to you. It's really supposed to be more than one day, but he asks you to give him just one day to clean your house, to stage your house, to list your house, to see if you're happy with him. You can cancel at any time. That's how confident he is in his services. He's a master negotiator, certified, and he sells more homes than most anyone in town. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Don't miss the Trading Group
Show. Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 60.
He said he sent it.
Oh, me? He did?
That's the Trading Group Show. Saturdays at 11 a.m. The question line is 888-646-8787.
Da-da-da.
Oh my gosh. How can it be that we started that right? How can it be that we are
Glenn.
Whether it's kitchen, baths, counters, and floors, or even replacement windows and doors, they have our word. You bet your butt, and with the weather like it is, and today's incentives, that's right.
Ran 7 miles this morning, Dragon. First time I've done that. Usually I do like 4 to 6. Okay with the extra.
Barely did 2 the other day.
You doing anything this weekend, Jeff?
No, it's kind of a weekend off.
No cabin.
Nah, going up there next, taking my daughter up there next week. Well, I got to take that car over.
Yeah, no, that's good.
When I first started my work,
3 weeks, and then the log shuttled over to Delta.
Fast walk.
Was a start off.
4 minutes mile.
You know where Montrose is? Just as you're coming into Montrose, you turn up.
You're talking about when you were a big guy.
Yeah.
But I got some friends at house.
So
they got several houses in Delta.
Run that
rental houses. They're putting them up for about 6 months.
And I ran the 2 miles.
Get on the feet and move into Montrose.
Cool. Good for you. 12-minute miles, that's pretty good. That's 5 miles an hour. Or is that 5 miles an hour? 12? Yeah, it is 5. Yep.
It hurt.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 3 young girls. It's going to be a little harder for him. He's more of a labor type guy, but he only speaks Russian and Ukrainian.
There's a ton of work right now.
Mm-hmm.
On 5 I am. Talib says he is on 5.
Who'd you talk to over there, Glenn?
Who? Where?
Colorado
We
Pain Care.
can't hear you.
Yes.
Talking back.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, that went real good, actually. I think we're going to see in-house stuff soon if we have it. He had no idea of his options, literally. It was the same old story, man. There was no, don't let this, we're going to come back and do the other stuff in 3 months. I mean, they, knocked him over the head, man. He did a bunch of campaigns that did nothing. I don't know what they are. I don't know if they were on other, I don't know. But it was not. It was the same old story. I'll tell you who told that story the first time. That I know you've heard it for 30 years, or 20 at least, but Pro Auto Care. I'll never forget Al. He was so livid.
About 30 seconds, Case.
I might try to get him back in, but I think he's stepped so far aside. I think all his kids are running.
If you're a woman on HRT and you feel as if your voice is changing at all, especially if it's getting lower, make an appointment at Colorado Voice Clinic right away and let Dr. Opperman help you. Learn more at coloradovoiceclinic.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. GarageMagic.com. Your wonderful garage floors at GarageMagic.com. And that is guaranteed for life. I love garage coatings, and they're impervious to gas and oil and weather. Have it done now in the hot weather. It'll stick and stay. It's wonderful. All right, GarageMagic.com. Let's, Suze, you talked to McDonald Hyundai. You know, it breaks our heart. Let me just explain something first. I'm going to let Mark tell us the story first. You know, Steve says it was a real botch job with the service. Mark, give this one and then also your personal experience. So you called about Steve and said, what the hell? No, you went and visited him and said, what the hell's going on with Steve's situation?
No. I had my own issue.
No, but talk about Steve's issue and what the service manager told you.
Steve emailed us a couple weeks ago or a week ago, whenever he emailed us, and we were going to line it up. Then he called out to corporate Genesis. And they said, please don't do that. Don't reach out on the radio yet. We're going to do this and whatever. So anyhow, I'm down there this morning dealing with my own stuff, picking up one of my Santa Fe's from them. I literally asked for the service manager, Josh, and I said, hey, look at this email. This guy's going to be on today because Suzanne, I guess, has had him lined up for a week or two, however that went. And he looks at it, and I said, I can forward it to you. Do you want to come on and talk about it? And he goes, oh, no. That one's fully handled. We picked up his vehicle 2 days ago. We brought it here. We fixed it. Then we brought it back to him yesterday. That's what the service manager told me. And I'm thinking,
okay, good. So Steve.
And I'm thinking, oh, good.
Mark says, Mark says to you today, I think, at least you got your car serviced after all of that, right, Steve?
I leave him a message because he's lined up to come on the air today. I find out that it's been solved, so I leave him a message to make sure it was solved. So I reach out to him. He called me back. And what did we figure out, Steve?
That was a flat-out lie. Our vehicle hasn't been serviced.
They haven't touched it, Tom. This service manager looked me in the face. I'm showing him the email. He looks at the guy's name, tells me, oh, it's 100% handled.
Hey, Mark, could I throw something else in here?
Please. More grenades, the better. I don't, Tom, I haven't been this pissed at someone I personally deal with. I have sent these guys so much. Last night, I showed you that video. How long was I on hold with these clowns? An hour and 6 minutes. Ask Suzanne. It basically ruined our dinner. An hour and 6 minutes waiting for the service manager. Now, know what he said about that this morning? Oh, we just figured out our phones aren't working. My ass. I don't believe it worked.
Okay, now, bottom line is this. What are we going to do about it?
Well, I spoke to Josh.
Don't send anybody.
Hold on. You talk to the service manager
just
or the GM?
Just a few minutes ago about Steve, the service manager.
What did you try to get Vince on, by the way? Because I'd like to know what's happening over there.
I can still do that, but what Josh said to me was, look, I must have had the customers confused when I talked to Mark. I have 4 or 5 that I'm trying to handle right now. I can only handle 1 a day when I have enough people. And then he could not come on the air because he had the fire marshal there over all the parked cars in the fire lanes. So they've got a lot going on over there.
They always have 5. Anytime we've been there a couple times in the last week, including this morning. There's always 4 or 5 service guys, and I hope they're listening right now. Just call your customers. Just tell them, hey, don't even make an appointment because we can't do anything right now. I made an appointment a month ago like Steve did. I don't even get a phone call from these clowns. I get a text saying, oh, we've suspended that service. We won't be able to come pick you up. After I just paid MSRP from a Genesis. And by the way, aren't you supposed to have a Genesis dealership?
They're supposed to have concierge service.
They don't. They decided to suspend.
All right. Now, Steve, have you ever given thought to go to another dealer? Create a ticket like Mark did and go to another dealer?
I haven't thought about going to another dealer yet. Now,
well, that's what you should do.
My wife created got a case number. This was after the June 13th debacle where they didn't come and pick our car up and didn't let us know. 10 days later, my wife got a call from Genesis USA about that case number. she told her that someone had called them that morning and said the issue was resolved and they closed the case. And they hadn't resolved it. So
you know what? That means McDonald Hyundai said it got resolved, Steve. That's probably what that means.
What's that?
That probably got resolved because McDonald Hyundai probably told Genesis Corporate it was resolved, just like they told me this morning and lied to my face that you were resolved.
Yeah.
You know that
now he said, hold on.
Wanted to know last night.
Well, to his
screaming at him, do I talk like this on the air?
Okay.
Yeah, I do, buddy.
Okay, now to his defense, he told Suze he got the customers mixed up. I just want to put that out there. Now,
They sound really overwhelmed, Tom. I'm not excusing it, but they sound overwhelmed.
So Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. Dealers are overwhelmed. I know you're getting calls.
Oh, yeah. We're doing a lot of work for dealers in all actuality.
Why are they so overwhelmed?
It's understaffed.
But why are they understaffed? I mean, they pay good money. Mechanic can make $110,000 a year.
I'm understaffed. I need a guy. I can't find them. They're not out there right now. When you do find
Why do we suddenly have a shortage of everything? They didn't all die. Come on, what happened? No, seriously. I really mean this, people. I want to hear. I want to hear. Listen, I want to hear from my smart listeners. Really, I do. I think there's wisdom is in much counsel, as the Bible says. So I want much counsel. I want people to call me, and I want them to give me their ideas. Why suddenly is there a shortage of pilots? That has to do with military and stuff, possibly. A shortage of mechanics, a shortage of plumbers, a shortage of HVAC techs, a shortage of contractors, a shortage of painters, a shortage. Seriously.
There are a shortage of.
But why? Are people sitting on their ass collecting social services? I don't think so.
I think a lot of people probably retired early through COVID that might have wanted to work another 5 years, but they stepped down for whatever.
Can someone please shed some light on this for me?
Even if you're short on people, I guarantee Jeff, if he's got someone driving from Windsor to come down for an appointment, would at least make the phone call, it's not going to work today.
And we have even a shortage from Premier Window Washing. These wonderful young men have Premier Window Washing and blah, 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 you know. And these guys, listen to this. These guys pay a ton of money an hour, and they'll let you do your own. They'll let you do your own scheduling even if you work with them. WeCleanWindows.co. And by the way, if you need people to clean, they are great. 303-564-5574. But I want you to call that number if you want a job. These are two young men, Tyler and Nick. Tyler started, Nick's his partner or works for him, and they have commercial and residential window cleaning and pressure washing. They do an extraordinary job at the lowest prices I've seen and the best service ever. WeCleanWindows.co. If you're looking for a job, and you say, well, washing windows, I'm not going to wash. Hey, if you're not doing anything and you don't have much skill, they can train you. And I'm serious about this. And you can work immediately. 303-564-5574. We got more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Well, it's not a bad-looking drive around town. We do have a crash, though, a new one northbound on Santa Fe at C470, blocking the right lane. Look for delays there. Fairly heavy traffic southbound on I-225 between Parker Road down to Yosemite, and the usual slowing eastbound and westbound on I-270 through Commerce City. The rest of your drive around town right now, though, is in fairly good shape. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Look for some isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. But it's going to be hot. 93 for a high, 60 for a low. Right now, 76 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Legendary basketball coach at Duke, Coach K, has earned 5 national titles and 3 gold medals at the Olympics. But you'll hear the story of how he was almost fired back in 1983. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ideal Home Loans is doing an extraordinary thing. They're making you a cash buyer. Seriously, because they're a mortgage banker, they can do this where other lenders cannot. Let me explain what that means. If you're looking at a house, yeah, you want to get a loan, you want to get pre-approved, you should. But even through a pre-approval, you need to write a contract, possibly before that approval takes place because you found a house. So what do? What you need to do is you need to go out and get a cash offer on that house. But how do you do that? Ideal puts their name on the line because they will pay the cash for you. Believe it or not, that's what they're doing. All you have to do is go to them and pre-approve. They will write the cash offer. Most of the time, by the time you close, it'll be with your own money. But if you don't have it ready, they step in. It's a no-lose situation. You become a cash buyer. Go to the top of the heap. Now, if you're doing regular refining, call them too. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Now let's talk about BlakeHarrisLaw.com. It's about estate planning. People think, oh, well, I got a lot of time for that. Okay, first of all, COVID has showed us and other things that you don't know how much time you have. But the real thing is this. A good estate plan protects you while you're alive as well. Your assets from creditors and just plain curiosity seekers. And here's the other thing I want you to know. You can also protect your heirs through their whole life. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Call and ask your questions. Get free advice. Really. Then he only charges flat rates for what he does for you. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. You know, another phone call that you can make that'll get you somewhere, get you valuable information, is theartofgranite.com. The Art of Granite. Man-made materials, you know, also natural stone, whatever you want, along with cabinets. Wholesale on all materials. When they do your counters, tear out hallways free, the bathroom's free when you do the kitchen, and you get a price on the phone because they're proud of their deals. I've been representing the Art of Granite for years, and I can attest to their quality. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Watch use proven quality sleep from Sleep.
He had posted for job openings. He needed to hire a whole other crew, 12 positions. Travel is required because he goes all around the country. He just landed the job for Red Robin. And he was going around to all of the Red Robins in the country, doing all the reupholsters for their benches and the He's starting for zero experience whatsoever. Okay?
Hi, Vince. It's Suzanne with the Tom Martino Show.
They start cutting up fucking receipts. $30 an hour.
How much?
$30 an hour.
Holy shit.
And goes all the way up to $72 an hour, depending on your experience.
If you can put the sheets back together.
Exactly. So travel's required. You're going all over the country. You get homesick, he flies you home, he flies you back. All your expenses are paid. No hotel rooms. He pays for all your food. So it's literally money in your pocket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's having trouble finding people?
He ran that ad for 2 months and got 0 applicants.
Yeah. That'd be perfect for a kid coming out of high school with no family at least.
Yeah. And, you know, each job, you know, they work at night when the restaurants are closed.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first
work
name?
8 to 10 hours. So if they have slotted for 8, you got done in 4, you still got paid 8.
Labor shortage. Got it, man. Hang tight. Listen to the phone.
So, but
okay,
you could make $30 an hour just doing shit. That's the problem with health right now. You can't get. Nobody wants to work.
42. You may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects,
I still don't understand.
please call
I'm looking at 2 or 3 articles. I don't quite get what Biden
I'm going to ask
did.
my doctor.
I mean, they showed him signing something.
Prevnar 20.
Here's to the great American settlers, the millions of you who settled for unsatisfying jobs because they paid them. Of course, there is something else you can do if you got something to say.
Can you imagine if Trump did an executive order to where there was no abortions anywhere in the United States?
Hey, I'm no settler. I'm an explorer. Spreaker.com. SPREAKER. Hustle on over today.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. I want to remind you that the CBD sale ends today or tonight. I think it's midnight. You can buy any CBD products right now and get 40% off your entire purchase. 40%. Just use the promo code, capital, all caps, summer 22, no spaces. Summer 22 is the promo code. 40% off the best CBD products around and the ones that really work, even a pet line and a cosmetic line. Okay. Now, Sue's left a message for the GM at McDonald Hyundai. We're also going to go on to other calls now. 303-713-TALK. Mike's got a comment on labor shortage. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Tom. I think this is caused by a couple of different things. First of all, the public schools took their trade programs out of the schools 30 years ago. And the message has always been, you don't want to work with your hands. You want to go get a degree in computer technology.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
You know, I'm getting ready to go out and do some maintenance on my truck, and I will tell you that nothing I've ever done on a computer is as satisfying as working with your hands.
Now, I think there has been a de-emphasis on trades, but I think there's more to it than that. And I'm going to say something, and I hope to God I insult people. And here's what it is. Here's what it is. I think society in general, as a result of entitlement politics, envy politics, evil rich, where the rich and success is painted as evil, poor is painted as the way to be, or getting from the government is what should happen, or we should live off others. It is a message that is over and over and over, and that word entitlement is not a fairy tale. People have gotten used to doing less and getting more. You hire people and they expect to be vice president. You put them to work for a few years and they want a percentage of your company. Employees come up with more demands now than ever in history. Employers are scratching their heads. They don't know what to do. I mean, I've had friends tell me, Tom, I had a guy tell me he was responsible for my success and wanted half of the company. I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Or you have employees thinking they can do things on their own. After they learn from you, they go out and fail, and then they sit on their asses. So I want to know, do you understand this? Society in general, they're getting lazier, from the youngest to the oldest. I'm not just one of these old farts saying, oh, it's the younger generation. No, I'm talking about this sense has permeated our society, because I'll tell you what, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, because they both do it. Making people think that the government is the answer is wrong. No matter what it is, conservative or liberal, we have gotten the message that there's a solution for everything with the government.
Well, that's because that's what the government wants us to believe.
And right now, the government says people are evil if they're rich. And if people commit crimes, it's because they're victims. And victims need to be helped. And the ones who try to protect themselves and protect their wealth, like that poor storekeeper in New York that stabbed someone and he died, that guy's sitting in Rikers Island charged with murder.
He's out.
Is he? God, thank God he's out.
They didn't drop the charges. They lowered the bail.
Now, the point is this. Why is our world going crazy? And you can't tell me it's not going crazy. And it's not just going crazy on a sense of entitlement. It's going crazy with greed. And I'm going to give you an example. And I don't care. Again, now I'm going to insult people on the other side. And here's what it is. You have a lot of companies that hear about supply chain, they hear about increases, and they take advantage of it. Because if logic was to rule, you would raise your prices and pass along the increases. But if you look at corporate profits, they're more, way more than the increases. Why is that? It's not magic. They're taking advantage of the climate of fear. People expect to pay more. People expect it to be more expensive. And corporations now can take advantage of that. Am I saying they're evil? No, I'm not. We have a free market economy. It comes and it goes. But I will tell you this. There is evil on both sides, from greedy bastards to poor or moderate income, jealous MFs, jealous people who are entitled and want everything given to them. And I am sick and tired of both of them. And I'm sick and tired of CNN trying to make us hate everything conservative and Fox trying to make us hate everything liberal. For God's sakes, where are the common sense people who like a little bit of both? Where the hell are they? That's what I want to know. But I know one thing, our society is lazy and sick, and they want the government to help them. And the hippies of the 60s that protested all this BS, pray and crave government intervention. They want their speech limited to only people that agree with them. And they want vaccinations, and they want face masks, and they want protection, and they don't want freedom, I swear to God. They want the government to put them in a cradle. I'm sick. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm really sick and tired of this crap. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I do want to solve your problems because that's for everyone.
So many people have told me about...
Last time I was in this room and you both went on the tirade the same day.
Fuck. No, I am so fucking sick and tired of people.
I can't remember. Especially you. I don't remember the last time you got that fired up. Except for maybe the hot tub guy. Or the bathtub guy.
Oh, I almost punched him in the face.
Fucking Bentley Bass. If that was my fucking mother! And he sat there, wanted no awkward. It's like, you want to leave now, or I'm gonna hang out? That's like, oh,
we ain't got pizza coming for you, brother.
That'd be funny. He goes, I'll buy pizza. That was one of the most egregious ones. First of all, it was just fucking gold. Facebook gold. When I had Dan measured her ass. Her ass was so big, it wouldn't fit into a normal recliner. And he sold her this walk-in bathtub with like a 24 or 30-inch fucking entry.
I mean, now, I know she couldn't get into the tub.
Didn't you guys measure their butts?
We did, literally.
But would she actually fit inside a normal tub?
No, she couldn't get into this thing. A normal tub, if she did get in, she'd never get out. She needed a shower. There was no doubt this woman needed a shower. I'm not saying she was like 350 pounds. I'm saying she was pushing 500. It was one big lady.
I just want to give you an idea. Can you turn that down a little bit? I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, this guy, he's sending me so many videos, and it's just, this guy's for a construction job. It is pretty bad. This is not even bad.
What is it?
This is a construction job.
I hate to say it, I think most people think this shit's acceptable.
Okay, what about this? Look at this here. This was a little bit crazy.
Who's the contractor?
MCJ, watch this. Wait, he's this. But watch. Like, that's unacceptable.
Usually that's
But he has sent me like 12 videos. So how many do you guys?
Is he on?
He's on my
Look at him. MJ thing.
And then if you look at this, it's like,
damn. Did you see that video of that the Bodego guy?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, that looks horrible.
Yeah.
Make sure we know which tag that one. That's brilliant.
Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show.
He keeps giving their name and his address.
Justin Kidd, ABC News.
Like that looks nasty.
How do I watch YouTube Live on my devices? Do they have an app?
Yeah, just go to YouTube.
I mean YouTube TV?
Just Google YouTube TV. I think it's tv.youtube.
No, but it's on the App Store, right?
No, it's not an app. You go to it on your website.
Oh.
They might have an app. If I'm on a computer, I just go to YouTube.
I can't believe
They probably have an app.
That's the worst mistake.
So I'm looking at that video. I watched it like 5 times yesterday, maybe 10.
You mean the guy that stabbed him?
That guy looks terrified, man. I mean, he looks absolutely terrified. That dude comes back behind there, shoves him down, and looks like he's going to fucking kill him. I just can't believe the DA did that.
Do I have a wireless keyboard here somewhere? Is it? Didn't we buy one? We had one on this.
It was your Apple thing.
No, we had something on the desk out there. I remember.
It's there.
Okay.
Why, do you want it?
Well, I will. I'm gonna probably do that.
I didn't know it was wireless, so I thought you had some weird connection. Oh, I might be thinking it's the monitor deal. I mean, do you see any reason that guy and murder? That means that guy woke up that day going, you know what? I'm going to make sure when this lady comes in for a bag of chips and can't pay that I kill her boyfriend. That's fucking murder. I mean, even manslaughter or something is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious.
Yeah, but murder is like a premeditated fucking deal.
Well, that's first degree murder is premeditated.
Isn't that what they booked him on?
I don't know. I think it was second. No.
I don't know. I'm hoping what happened is they didn't see that video. But that even pisses me off, too. I mean, they immediately go to the victim's side, and then that woman stabbed him 2 or 3 times, and she hasn't been brought up on any charges.
Impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Stephanie wrote, Mark needs meds. And I said, me too.
She's known that for a long time. And what does that mean? Non-premeditated? Well, what does it mean, though? What's the definition of it compared to manslaughter?
Well, manslaughter is typically like an accident.
Like,
it was, well, you and I got in such a huge argument.
It was neglect.
But first degree murder is extremely hard.
Yeah, it's premeditated.
That's why they almost never charge it.
That's why I bet they charge it on the, what is she, a yoga teacher that killed her boyfriend? They just tracked down like an Aruba.
Oh, yeah.
Troubleshooter show. Please hold a minute.
Well, the guy that, even the guy that stuffed his wife inside the oil drums or whatever.
And his kids.
Yeah.
That's fucking bad. Jesus.
But I think even then he went for second degree, I believe.
Oh, that was the worst, man. I don't remember this. I remember watching
30 seconds, guys.
20 or 60 minutes on it. Holy shit, was that sad.
Close your drywall off.
The youngest one asked it.
Breathe deep. Feel at home. Reconnect with nature at the Raleigh House of Hope. Don't let depression, anxiety, trauma, or addiction take your future from you. If you or someone you love is suffering, the Raleigh House is here to help. Call now, 720-797-8717. That's 720-797-8717.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Gas money. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. That's pay. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by GenesisSolarCO.com. If you're looking for solar, there's still great tax benefits and a good company that'll help you with your solar system. Now, listen, there is there is an issue with solar, and I'll tell you what it is, okay? Excel is giving solar providers a tough time when it comes to hooking up the solar. I don't know why, but they're lax, and they delay approving it for feeding power back to the system. And that's where the hang-up is, not with solar companies. But if you get a good solar company, they follow through. GenesisSolarCO.com. Now, Jeff Fick is with us for Car Day, Kimmer Transmission, and but he can talk about general car repairs as well. He's located on the basically the southeast corner of Jordan and Arapahoe. So we've been talking about people having problems getting help. Why do we have so much shortage of employment? I went on a tirade. I'm not going to do it again. I just had to get off my chest. That was in the last part of the last hour if you want to listen to the podcast. But here's the bottom line. We do have a shortage in all sectors of employees, not just pilots. No, all over. Why? Why? Our population has not decreased that much. So what's going on? What's going on? Now, let's get to the
listen to this. Job openings reached 11.9 million, and that was in March.
Okay. And by the way, you think that's a good thing? It's a sign of a recession when you have...
I think that's a horrible thing. We can't get people
when you have employers who can't find employees and a low unemployment rate. I swear to you, it is not healthy for the... I know you think I'm crazy, but in every single time we had a recession, it was preceded by a very low unemployment. Let me tell you why. Employers have to compete. When they compete, they pay more. When they pay more, everyone's expenses go up. Jeff Fick's parts go up. Jeff Fick's transportation goes up. Jeff's profits go down. What happens then? Okay, workers demand more, and it keeps spiraling up. That's the inflationary cycle. And that's because things are running too fast, but most of all because the government is printing too much money and giving away too much.
You can't convince this guy of that.
Now, hold on. And when you have all of that, you have a lot of dollars circulating, and therefore you have that shortage. That shortage creates more expense. More expense now creates less dollars to spend. And what happens is this. People hesitate a tick or two. For example, let's not buy that car. Let's wait a couple months, see what happens. Or let's not get that carpeting installed.
Take that vacation.
Let's not take that vacation. Mark, it's so subtle.
Let's cook at home.
And then what happens is employers say, we don't have, or company owners, we don't have the demand. They feel a little downtick. And I'm hearing from all companies right now. They're feeling it right now. I'm hearing. I talk to more business leaders than anyone, and they're saying leads are down a bit. Things are down a bit. Things are down a little. Why? Because people are waiting a tick out of fear. Now what's going to happen is employers already start rescinding job offers. Tesla is even laying people off. Other companies are starting to rescind job offers.
No, it's called mass layoff.
And but it's not mass yet. It's silent layoffs. And then what happens? Fear. More people stop buying. More people are laid off. The unemployment rate now starts ticking up. And when it gets to 6, we're in big trouble. It goes to 7, 8, 9. We have a full-scale recession. And that is exactly what is happening. And it's a freight train that can't be stopped as long as we keep giving away things.
You
can't give away anything.
You might have answered your own question in what you just said as far as where are the employees. If you think about all the stimulus money, if you think about the PPP money, and if you think about people not being able to work in a lot of industries for a year, maybe they started just charging stuff on credit cards, because we do know credit card debt is higher right now than it's ever been.
Oh, and so is student loan debt, because of now, the biggest problem, if they forgive student loan debt, we will be in massive trouble. Massive trouble.
How could they do that, though?
Now, I'm not saying there should be,
to do?
Because now, if you think, well, Tom, you sound like a selfish conservative, actually not, because I believe, by the way, the worst institutions in the world, the most greedy institutions in the world are colleges. They have endowments nearing $1 billion. The smallest colleges have endowments over $300 million. They have enough money, if well invested, they could give away college for the rest of history. The rest of history. They could give away college. And with a few benefactors, no one would have to pay for college. And by the way, I'm not talking about a lot of benefactors. They don't have to have any. Some of them. Harvard doesn't need any. And listen, I'm not kidding. College should be free. Now, I don't think it should be free academically. If you don't measure up, your ass should be kicked out. But how many doctors and lawyers
you mean
are
like
we
an
missing?
Associates or the doctors?
No, I'm saying that a college through a bachelor's degree there should not be a barrier of money. There shouldn't be a barrier of money. And because we're missing doctors, we're missing a scientist, we're missing brilliant brains who never have the option of going to college ever, because Buffy and Jody can go, but a lot of people can't go because they don't have the money, and it's not fair. And I'm not talking about, by the way, almost penalizing people who have money. What?
Almost anybody can get a student loan, though, if they want to go.
Yeah, but I'm talking about then they're racked with debt, Mark.
But fair enough, but I'm saying if they want to go to college, most people can get a loan.
But you'd be surprised. A lot of kids don't even know how to get a loan, or their parents don't even raise them with the idea of college. They are raised with the idea of either sucking off the trough, or they're raised with the idea of being a gangster, or they're raised with the idea of getting a minimum wage job and then complaining about it. I'm saying that we have to shift our entire thought process. College should not just be for the wealthy. College should not just be for the upper class, or for people in their sororities and fraternities. And look at, I know because it's hard, and I know there are talented people that should be in college that can't afford it. Now, I'm just saying that because I started talking about how entitled people are, and here's the deal. You're not going to peg me liberal or conservative. What I am is real. And what's happening right now in America is wrong, okay? So we have a shortage, I think, and we're going to have a recession, and we're never going to learn you know why we're not going to learn our lesson? Here's why. Because we're only going to work to get our person in office, our people. And when we get our people in office, we're going to turn a blind eye to problems. And the ones who don't have their person in office are going to bring out all the problems until their person gets in office. Then when their person gets in office, that part of the country is going to turn their blind eye to problems. And the other part of the country is going to try to work to get their person back in office. And that's what we have here. We have a seesaw of ridiculousness. That's what we have in America. And you know what? Until you put your country and people first, the real benefit, not who wins or loses, but real benefit. And we don't have that. We don't have people serving in government that care about the real benefit of the country. They say they do, but they're pushing personal ideology, or they're pushing personal religion, or they're pursuing goals that are unreal, like zero emissions. That, you know, it's stupidity. Okay, it's stupidity. That's what they're doing. Now, I know you waited a long time, Robert. Let's talk about this septic system. What's going on?
Hey, Tom. Hi, Mark. Hey, yeah, about a little over a year ago, I purchased a house, and at that time, they disclosed to me that it had a brand new full septic system, leach field, everything. And here about a month ago, I had some backage and realized that the leach system was damaged. We went and had somebody dig it up.
Hold on. When they installed it, when did they install it?
They installed it about 7 months before I bought the house.
How
long? So I'm not the one that actually hired the company.
Whoa. 7 months before you bought the house. Give me a time. When? A year ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? When?
It was installed about 2 years ago.
Okay. Septic system installed 2 years ago. And are you saying the leach field was damaged from the get-go?
No. I actually believe somebody accidentally drove over and damaged the leach field. However, when we dug that up, we also dug up around the tank because there was a smell. We wanted to make sure that didn't get damaged as well. And when we dug that up, the brand new tank measuring, you know where the water comes out to and drains to the leach field?
Yeah.
The pipe is actually running uphill about 4 inches all the way over there. And then also they cut a hole in the septic tank to try to help with that. And they raised the hole in the actual tank.
All right, hold on. I got answers for you. I got answers for you because you inherited it. Hold on.
Got a car taking up space in your garage? Not enough cash taking up space in your wallet? It's time to sell your car to the sharpest rides, no matter the year, make, or mileage. We will buy your car for cash and give you a fair professional appraisal. With every vehicle sold, the sharpest rides will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Walk out with cash in your pocket and a change made in the community. Don't have time to come in? Call us and ask DJ for a remote appraisal. Dial 303-9343-410 today.
Okay, fix it 24/7. The name says it all. They fix things 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, if you have an issue, you can get someone to your home for $39, licensed, insured, and trained, and background checked. They'll go through whatever is wrong, and you'll get a diagnosis with a price to fix it, $39. Now, if you decide not to do it, that's fine. You pay $39, and you'll never get a diagnosis cheaper. But if you decide to have the work done, they'll credit you the $39. The people I use in my home fix it 24/7. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. And I'll tell you what else I use in my home, and that's QCColorado.com. I swear to you that when I talk about a client, it's because I've either used them, and yes, I paid for the system. Mark will attest to that. Or I know it personally. I know someone else who used it. Well, QCColorado.com, Quiet Cool. I have a Quiet Cool fan in my home. In fact, my wife just said this morning, oh my God, that fan's the best thing we ever did. Why? You had a relatively cool morning and you have cool air in the basement, or you have cool air in lower levels. Even on hotter days, you have cooler air below. It destratifies the air. It makes your house more cool because it expels all the heat out of the attic too. So, the bottom line is this: your AC works less. Even some days we don't use AC, but the great news is your AC works less and you have a great, cool, fresh air, comfortable all night long. QCColorado.com. You will love QCColorado.com. 303-800-3419. That's 303-800-3419.
So many people have told me about Orchard.
Troubleshooter Show, please hold a minute.
Your water pros people do free water analysis, right?
Yeah, they're good people, man.
Will they even take it if it's from an area that they're not going to end up servicing?
Like, what do you mean?
Because my mountain house, I'm sure that they're not going to come all the way over there, are they? We're on the other side of the divide.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
Yeah, we're
How far is that from like here?
They might have to charge a little
Innocent
extra,
for
but
less.
man,
What would you like to talk to
what are
Tom
you looking
about
for?
on the show
You're just
today?
looking for drinking water quality, right?
Well, no, probably not just that. I'd probably do whole house.
Okay.
Because we do have a boiler system for the floors. And
Whole house for drinking or whole house for, there's two different, or to soften it. Do you need to soften it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it comes off the river.
You know what? Let's put it this way. If you need both filtration, you don't need filtration for the whole house for drinking. You just need it at the kitchen. You get that for under $1,000.
Goodness. Now,
okay?
let me ask you this.
Reverse
Was
osmosis,
his
you
death a
probably
result
installed
of that
yourself.
accident?
But
It's not
Okay.
well water.
Oh, it's not?
No, they feed off of the little blue.
it wouldn't matter, Mark.
They treat it.
You can never, well water, even well water, you can make it perfect. But with the whole house conditioning,
Oh, but
to
now
make that
your name's
water,
on the
they don't
title,
have, there is no
so their
service. These
PI
are really
person
low
is...
maintenance systems.
Go ahead.
There is service maybe once a year. But the point is that for a whole house
When
system,
did
they
he
probably
die?
travel. How many miles? Where is it?
Okay, and then how long before he died did the accident
that might be,
happen?
whoa. What, 4 hours?
Yeah, from my house, literally, it's 4 hours.
Okay.
233 miles.
You may gather
All right,
the
Bill,
water
let's
sample
get you
for
some
him.
advice. I'm going to get my Will's probate
You ought to ask
attorney
him that.
on to see
And
if he
then-
wants to chime in on this.
just
It
see
is going to be a few
if,
minutes because
you know,
I got to go in
they
there and
might
explain
charge
to
a
Tom,
travel
and you have
charge.
some calls ahead
So
of you,
what?
okay?
I mean,
Maybe for the install, but you're right. If he can get a water sample, fuck, he can do everything.
Perfect.
you mean he can install, you mean?
Great, Bill.
No. I'm
All
saying,
right. Sorry
I'm
about
sure
your
if he
brother, man.
decided
Hang on
to
a
buy
minute.
the system,
They would go out and do
it's
it.
a couple $100
Sold his
or
car to
$100.
his
It's still
brother.
going to be way cheaper than anybody else.
Brother never took
Way
him off the
cheaper
title.
than anyone else.
brother, before he dies, gets in a wreck, injures somebody. Now that personal injury attorney is coming after him because
are you off the grid? No, you have a water system, right? Water and sewer.
Interesting.
So you're part of it.
No, we don't have sewer. We have a septic.
And the water comes from the city?
No, we have our own water supply up there that comes off the river. We have a pump and.
You or this community?
Community.
Oh, it's a water district. How much you pay for that?
We are 100 and just one else.
So they have a reservoir.
I think we were $140 a quarter.
Okay, cool. And then what do you do for electricity? You're on the grid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Gunnison County Electric.
Propane or gas?
Propane.
They support it.
I got a tank outside.
Do you have a big submarine up there for the gas? Buried? I've lived with propane in several places. What's that?
Fortunately, I haven't had to fill it. We don't use it that much. We literally use the propane for cooking. And then when I have people there,
what about heat?
Turn on the floors. Well, most of the time we're wood burning. So we've got a wood burner upstairs. We've got a big wood burner upstairs. We've got a pellet stove downstairs. And then when I have people staying downstairs during the winter, we'll go ahead and turn on the flames. And that runs off.
Dude, we had a cabin with a pot belly in the middle. That pot belly would keep, it was probably 1,200 square feet. Every bit of it as warm as you want it.
Program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guyries, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, listen, we need to talk about this septic system, man. This is a terrible situation. Robert, I want to give you the long and short of it because I believe in giving you straight up information right away to give you the right information you need to fight this thing. You say a septic system was installed before you bought the house, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, unless you specifically got a guarantee from this company, they don't have a contract with you and they don't have any responsibility to you. None. The responsibility goes to...
What if they're the ones that inspected it before I bought the house?
What's that?
We had them inspect the septic system, even though it was brand new.
Who?
The company that
you had them.
Who
inspected the system?
The company that installed it.
Are you kidding me? You had the people who installed it inspect their own work for you?
No, the actual previous homeowner's one that got to pick who it was. There's not very many people down here that do it, but they inspected it.
Okay,
and I didn't know that it was the same
all
company.
They inspect it for, they don't. I doubt they inspect it for much. They were probably just saying it works. And how long did you live there? Before
a little over a year when it started acting up.
And
I didn't even tell you
when it started acting up. When it started acting up, what part was acting up?
The actual the whole tank was backing up all the way to the house. Everything
okay, got it. Okay, so
and I didn't tell you the part about the tank itself. The brand new tank that was installed, they raised the pipe and cut a hole in it. And then there's a 4-inch hole below the drain that they just covered with duct tape and buried it in dirt.
No, you told us that. You told us they cut a new hole. Listen, it was a botched job. Okay, but here's the problem. And Robert, here's the problem. We do not have a ministry of justice where some authority is going to come out and say, they did this wrong, redo it. We have courts. And we have things where you have to prove it was deceptive and it was fraudulent. And listen, here's another thing. I want to know something else. Did they have a permit to put this in?
Yes.
Who inspected it?
And the inspector. And the inspector was actually out here when we dug it up. So he actually witnessed us pull the duct tape off the hole.
Okay, so what did the inspector say? Why was it approved?
Now he was saying it was put in during the height of COVID, so they were doing a lot of stuff back and forth. He has pictures of the whole job except for this part. There's no pictures, nothing on file. And at the time, he realized it got missed. Now he's saying there's no way it was like that. Somebody must have done something. And
okay,
like,
how
there's no
much?
way. I mean,
How much will it cost to fix? These are your damages. How much?
25,000.
25,000?
Yes.
Why 25,000?
Because the whole system was put in, like the whole drain and everything. And also they installed the original leach field. And that part was my fault. The leach field I taken responsibility for. I damaged that. Somebody here damaged it anyway. And it was put in within 40 feet of my well. It has to be 100 feet. So the whole thing has to be moved. And the tank is too close to my well. Everything has to be totally redone.
Okay, I believe you. Robert, I believe you. Why didn't you find this out before you bought it?
I don't know. They inspected it, so I assumed it would be good.
All right,
2 years
you're going to have, okay, then listen, man, if they did it fraudulently, I don't know why it was approved. It was, and they're going to lean on that in their defense. But I don't, we can attempt. I don't think, I'm going to tell you straight up, we can contact him and say, look, we got a lot of ammunition here, and what you did is dangerous and wrong. And we can contact the authorities with the sewer district, not sewer district, but with the health department that inspected it. What health department inspected it?
It's actually Otero County.
Otero?
Yes.
Okay, now listen. Here's the bad news. I don't think you're going to get that company to do $25,000 worth of work without a court order, without a judgment.
Yeah.
Tom, can you put in a homeowner's claim on this? Anything like for a homeowner's insurance?
It's no. Homeowners is not a warranty. Homeowners, no.
What I did actually is I did contact my homeowners for the actual leach field that somebody actually damaged with the vehicle. On that end, but I'm sure they're not going to cover the whole system that was put in bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So it's kind of a half of it's my fault, half of it's theirs. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we could put Smarty Marty on.
Yeah,
it.
we'll have Marty call over there. I mean, are they willing to do anything at all?
No, when the inspector called him the day we dug it up, and he said, "There's no way my guys did this, and we didn't do it. Somebody else must have did it." But, I mean, anybody that comes out and looks at the system, you could say...
Well, hold on. The contractor denied doing the job?
No. He didn't deny doing the job. He said that somebody must have came back and altered it later.
Oh, come on. You lived there a year. He said somebody came... Wait. What about the location itself that's supposed to be 100 feet away? He said is he going to say you moved it closer?
No, I have no clue on that. The inspector, when he was out here, he had acknowledged that he didn't realize that was a well. He thought it was a crawl space. So now that they know it's a well, it has to be moved.
Okay, listen, man. Listen. This is – you mean to tell me this inspection authority never noticed it was too close to your well?
No, he did not.
So they won't approve it where it is now, even if you repaired it where it is now, they wouldn't allow you to have it there?
Exactly.
This is a crap show, man. You got a problem. And Robert, you're not going to like what I say, but it's going to be a lawsuit, bro. It's going to.
Do I have grounds? And like you said, I didn't have a contract with the guy himself.
No, but this is fraud. This is different. But here's the problem. You didn't have a contract with him. You know what? We need to talk to an attorney. I don't want to get out of my realm here. We need to talk about if a third-party victim of a fraud on that other homeowner, or did the seller go along with it? I think the more I think about it, you may have something against the seller. Did they do a disclosure sheet?
Yeah, here's the deal with that. The home that we bought the house from, they were only here 7 months, and then they left. And the people before that had it installed right before they left.
Oh, you're so screwed, man. It's probably better off to you just pay for it, because I don't even think you'll win. I swear to God, you're 2 owners removed, man. You're 2 owners removed. I mean, listen, don't take this as legal advice. Go talk to an attorney. But I think you have a sorry chance of getting this done.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Because my deal is I was trying to find out who the company's insurance was, because you could actually put a claim in against their insurance, and their insurance would come out and look at it. But I cannot even find out who he has insurance through.
Man, oh my God.
I've been dealing with that. I have no.
Well,
I can't,
you know
I can't
what?
use any
Here's
plumbing
how.
in my house.
I don't listen. I still want to talk. Let's call John Davis, or let's call Kranak, or let's call somebody for general. I just want to know if he is even a party to a lawsuit, if he can go after them for fraud, because I have an idea that if you start suing him, they might pony up something. Who knows? But hold on, and we'll figure it out.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Well, it's not a bad-looking drive around town. We do have some fairly heavy traffic northbound I-25 between Downing all the way up to Colfax. Southbound is slow and go from I-70 down to about Empower Field. And we're also looking at the usual slowing eastbound and westbound on I-270 through Commerce City. Starting to get a little bit busy on Pena Boulevard outbound, approaching 56th Avenue as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Look for cloudy skies today, a chance for some thunderstorms this afternoon. Look for a high near 93, an overnight low down around 60. In Denver right now, it's 81. With your Impact Traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. And right now, save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO at checkout. Blindster.com.
Century RV is not inflationary. No, they're keeping prices low. I can't believe how they're doing it. They have plenty of supply, too. They're bucking the odds right now, man. They have a great supply of pop-ups and travel trailers and fifth wheels. Oh, my God, some of these fifth wheels are unbelievable. Have you seen the new fifth wheel where it's all on one level?
They're beautiful.
And then underneath is storage, so it makes the living quarters. Oh, they're so cool. Anyway, if you want the best in RVs and the best prices and the best service, CenturyRV.com. That's exit 240 and I-25. That's Longmont exit, and it's on Frontage Road right on the east side, CenturyRV.com. If you want free legal advice about your estate plan, whether you're doing an estate plan that's simple or complicated, and you can do it all from your home, all from a computer, all from a phone, even signing at your home, you can do it all with BlakeHarrisLaw.com. But first, you may want to ask some questions. What do I need? Maybe a will. That's it. Maybe a will and a trust. Or maybe I need a beneficiary's deed or some kind of way to leave a car, whatever it is. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Ask Blake free of charge. 833-ASK-BLAKE, and then he'll quote you prices for what you need. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because
Guy sells his car to his brother. Brother gets in an accident, injures somebody. Brother never takes him off the title.
Brother never
dies,
takes. So both of them were on the title.
And he didn't know it. Brother dies. Now the personal injury attorney is coming after him because he's on the title.
That's
John Fuller. That's a good John Fuller.
Either Fuller or and Compass, the coverage part, I don't get.
What do you mean?
You're saying the brother
both
never had his own insurance?
But first John.
Okay, first John. Okay. I'll wait till
he buys it from his brother.
he sells the car to his brother.
Yep. And then who dies?
Bill, our caller, sells it to his brother. His brother gets in an accident, injures somebody.
And dies.
Then brother dies. Now, Bill, our caller, is getting a letter from a PI attorney because he's still on the title and he didn't know it.
Because brother never. That's why I go back to the insurance. Does the guy, who the fuck has the insurance?
I don't know, but personally, they must have really
Because
been
even
hurt.
if they didn't get the title over, if the brother who died got insurance on the car, you would think they'd be going after that insurance company.
Well, did he have any paperwork that showed like a bill of sale or a transfer or
I don't
anything, even
know.
though he never titled it?
Probably.
All he has to do is just say,
Well,
I
brother,
gave you some more.
brother just never took them. They were both on the title.
Oh, they're both on the title?
No, that makes it a little weird. Why were they both on the title to begin with?
I don't know. Maybe what he meant was it was never transferred.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, if they were both on the title, he's going to have an uphill argument there.
So there's a difference between being on the title and never having the title transferred.
Yeah, if you're legitimate, how many cars have I sold to people? A lot. If they don't go title it, that's why I always get a bill of sale. And what else do I?
Oh, wait a minute. So, wait, he sold it to his brother?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole. No, okay.
He goes, I didn't know my brother didn't take me off the title, is what he said.
Yeah, let's get John on.
They were both on the title to begin with.
I'll have to find out.
That's the weird part.
Well, maybe I misunderstood.
Yeah, but it's going from 2 to 1.
If me and you are on the same title,
and then I buy you out,
and you buy me out, but you never take me off the title, I think that's what he's saying.
As long as you have proof of that. But listen, we need to know.
Okay, I'll get John Fuller for that one.
That is a hell of a
And I do have a
weird deal.
message into Craynac.
So I literally always get the bill of sale. I always take my license plates, and I always take a picture of them, usually holding the title or at least signing the paperwork. Always. For that exact reason. I'm afraid like they're going to go rob a bank, and I'm going to have SWAT at my house.
No, I'm running out the door to meet with someone.
Well, most of the time they're doing that. They steal a car and go rob the bank. And then they come.
Craynac unavailed. John Davis.
Well, I always have them meet me at the bank.
Get out of the parking lot before the deed's done.
Wouldn't that be funny? You show up to sell your car at the bank,
and then they rob.
And they fucking rob the bank and take your car. Oh shit!
Hello, darling.
Man, if you notice, there is not shit for movies. There's fucking nothing. Top Gun was good, and we watched another one, this scary one that was good.
What scary one?
It's a
Jurassic?
No, that sucked. We actually saw that. It was fucking horrible.
Why?
They just killed that series. It is.
Is it all special effects, right?
It's once you've seen one, they're all the same. The first
It's okay. I'm not into scary movies.
I'm telling you, it's fucking so long and boring.
It's a marital compromise.
The scary one.
I'm sure you know what.
First time right along with you.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. GutterHelmetDenver.com. Gutter Helmet is a reinforcement, not just keeping your gutters clean forever, but a reinforcement system of your gutters. It has a dual purpose. It is a great thing to have. It's patented, and it works. GutterHelmetDenver.com, 303-298-8888. 298-8888. Okay, so let's do we have an attorney on yet?
No, Craynac is unavailable and John Davis is retiring, so I was just going to give Robert the caller Craynac's phone number.
But hold on, wait.
Not Blake, but Bradley O'Brien would know the answer to this most likely.
Okay, let's ask Brad O'Brien because just ask Brad. It might be a little outside his field, but it's about buying a house and inheriting something. Really, let's call. And then if John Davis is retiring, we should. My God, he's been with me. He's been with me since day one.
Yep.
Do you know that? Since day one of the referral list.
Tom.
My goodness. He can still answer questions. No, or is he in Hawaii or something?
If I was going to retire, I don't think I'd be answering questions.
Oh, man. Is he off the list yet?
After July, he'll be off the list.
Oh, man. He has been with me from the beginning of the referral list.
Go to Bill, man. I am so curious on this one.
Hold on. We're going to get you an answer, Robert. Bill? Okay. We need to get we need to get someone on for that too, though. We need to get John Fuller. No.
What he's got to say.
I want to get John Fuller on to listen as well. Hold on. I'm sorry, Bill. And Chris has been waiting a long time. Chris, go ahead. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, Tom. So I had some mainline sewer issues, and we'll try to make it short.
My God, you too, huh? Okay.
Oh, God, awful. Plumbline Services came out.
Yeah.
And basically jackhammered the floor of my bathroom in the basement, took out the shower pan and all that. So I'm looking for somebody that can do a real small, so they took out the tile about from 8 inches from the ground up, but the rest of the tile is still really nice. So I wanted to see if somebody could do a small tile job to just put some like white tiles around to cover that and then put a new shower pan in. But
okay, so Plumbline did take care of the sewer problem.
Yeah, they were great.
And then you need someone now to do some repairs. And when you say a small job, what is the total amount of installation, or do they have to do any kind of demolition to take stuff out?
No, there wouldn't be any demolition, but the tile on the bathroom floor is all gone, and the shower pan is gone, and part of the tile on the bathroom.
Okay, so
in the shower.
Footprints floors, they're on a referral list. They would do that in New Horizon flooring. Both of them will do that tile. If you had that tile laying around because you saved some, they'd even use that.
Yeah, no, I don't have that.
But like Simply Floors Inc., Tom, just so you know, they do virtually everything but.
I know that. What about Big? No, let's see.
No, I don't think Big Bear does tile. He does everything hardwood. But Footprints and New Horizon both do tile.
So is it going to be a repair job, or is it going to be a full installation of the bathroom?
It will mostly be a repair job. I mean, everything still works, except I also need somebody to put a new shower pan in, and then put tile over that to cover where they chopped out
Those two
the
he
tile.
gave you are great. They're good. Been on a referral list, and you can trust them. I really believe that.
Okay.
And now,
do a smallish job.
What's that? Yeah, they do small jobs for sure. Yeah, they do. Okay. And you know what?
It might take a little to get over.
Yeah,
there,
I know. Remember.
Yeah. What about a shower pan?
I think they do that too.
Most guys that do tile, like you're talking about, do not only showers and bathrooms, but they do the pans. Yes.
Okay. Footprints and New Horizons.
Yeah. So hold on, and we're still trying to get. Like I said, we're going to talk about that septic system and
115.
115. Great. Thank you very much. We'll get that expert opinion on. Rod has a question about, and it is car day if you have any car problems, questions, complaints, and I know Bill does. It's both car problem, insurance problem, and a legal problem. And maybe on that, well, no, John Fuller, is he around?
I have a text into him.
Good.
And then for Rod, I sent you both emails, videos, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so Rod, what is your issue?
Yes, good morning. I've been following you for, 40 years.
Well, thank you, man. What's going on?
Well, I'm elderly. I'm a Colorado veteran and 70 years old, and we had a company called MCJ Construction, LLC, that's located in Aurora, Colorado, come out and rehab our house.
I've seen these videos.
Okay, so rehab the whole house?
Almost. Couple bathrooms and some wood floors.
So, okay, so to do some renovations, right? I mean, they didn't take it down to the studs and stuff. We're talking about, usually a rehab means they go through the whole house. This was for a remodel?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, we got about 20 videos that
Mark, is it really bad?
The poor job they did.
Some of them are really bad. Other ones he's probably nitpicking, but some of them are really bad. Hey, what did you step on to where your foot was all bloody in the one?
Well, when they put our new wood floor in, they did it with nails. And the nails walking around at night.
I don't think so why would you, do people use?
Well, that's sloppy around the door jam, for God's sakes. That's terrible.
Oh, some of it's real bad, but other ones like the bathtub, I think he's nitpicking a little. But then,
okay, on this thing where what were they hired to do? Put in the hardwood? Is that what they were hired in this one where you're showing just the door jam?
They were hired to do on that project. They were hired to put in new wood paneling. New wood floors that we bought from Home Depot.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, I get it. So they put in the floors, and you're showing some scuff marks, and you're showing where how they didn't trim it fully. No, it looks like crap. It does, Mark. I'm trying to be a devil's advocate here.
Here's this from the contractor side. We have an email from the contractor.
Yeah, this looks like crap.
Well, I agree, but the email said, hey, the total amount was going to be $8,100. We have discounted $3,640 because of the problem. So
yeah, but he still has to fix them. How the hell is he going to get them fixed?
I don't know, but I mean, is that true? Did he at least credit you?
And why am I seeing this guy's foot? Why am I seeing this guy's?
Because he stepped on a nail.
They did reduce it to like $4,200, but they're not licensed to do plumbing and electrical work.
But forget about. Hold on.
did.
I don't care about the licensing. Did they do it properly or not?
No.
Well, that's what you care
In
about.
one video, the contractor put a nail or a screw through the water line, causing water all over the floor.
I saw that. I saw that. So that can be easily corrected, though. That's not. I mean, unless you had to tear.
We had to demo the whole bathroom.
Oh my God. Okay.
It cost us $11,000 to do the.
No, they should. That for sure. Did they say they would fix that?
We couldn't. We wouldn't. We fired them because the work was so bad that we couldn't let them come in and finish.
All right, let's do some numbers here, bro. What was the total contracted price?
I think approximately about $20,000.
How much? No, I mean the contract to remodel your home. You're sure it was $20,000?
It's approximately. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. Hold on now. How much have you paid? Not anyone else, but that company.
$12,000.
All right. Hold on. Then I got some ideas.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Well, it's not a bad-looking drive around town. We do have some fairly heavy traffic northbound I-25 between Downing all the way up to Colfax. Southbound is slow and go from I-70 down to about Empower Field. And we're also looking at the usual slowing eastbound and westbound on I-270 through Commerce City. Starting to get a little bit busy on Pena Boulevard outbound, approaching 56th Avenue as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Look for cloudy skies today. A chance for some thunderstorms this afternoon. Look for a high near 93, an overnight low down around 60. In Denver right now, it's 81. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
Let's talk about John Fuller, Fuller Law. We're trying to get John on the phone because he's our accident expert. He knows about liability. He knows about awards. He knows where to collect. He knows these things, but the good part about it is you'll know it too because he'll share it with you on the phone, and he gives you his cell phone number when he represents you. John Fuller is smaller by design, a firm where he takes each and every case. He talks to you first, and if he takes the case, it's on a small contingency of what he collects for you. There is no risk to you. But one thing for sure, there is a risk if you go with a firm where you're just a number. With John Fuller, you're a person and a case. And it doesn't have to be a giant case to get his attention. So you're not going to hear him bragging about your case. You're going to hear him working on it. myaccidentlawyer.co. He's my accident expert here on the show. myaccidentlawyer.co. Call and ask your questions for a free consultation, 303-597-4500.
Hi, it's Mark.
I don't think we're going to get John.
Shit.
He's usually pretty quick is the only reason I say that. He might be heading to Florida for the weekend.
Know anybody who wants an antique cloth, bear cloth tub that needs reglazing?
It's probably heavy as fuck.
Yeah. We were going to reglaze it when we were doing the bathroom, but we decided to extend the shower and take the tub out.
Could you show me these leasehold for me?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they're fucking unheard of now.
Did you get those pictures over to Scott? That lady's just bugging me a little bit. And
Yeah, I
I
did.
told her.
Yeah, I sent him over, but he could be on his tractor doing what.
Okay, so we're just waiting to hear back. I'll just let her know the status.
Yeah, just say he'll look at him. But he's an excavator. I guarantee he's on a big piece of equipment right now.
Got it. Thank you.
Playing with dirt. Playing with the dirt. I got into it last Friday with this guy on fucking cats. So he's telling me it is illegal to go to Wyoming and get a cat. Put it in your car.
Oh.
And he sends me all the
Troubleshooter show. What is your first
Everyone
name?
says the same thing. If you're in Colorado, it's illegal to sell or install a non-whatever cat. It doesn't say anything.
Okay, hang tight. Listen
I'm
to the
going,
phone.
okay, so if I drive to Wyoming and someone steals my cat there,
I can't buy a cat? I mean, like, what the fuck are you talking about, guy?
No, there's nothing illegal about that at all.
I don't know how they could be so.
You know, what I love is all these idiots that are complaining about it. Okay, because we have California emissions that was put in, and they complain about Polis.
Then they vote for it.
No, Polis didn't do it. Hickenlooper did it. It was one of the last things he did before he left office.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny, actually. I actually don't think, compared to a lot of other Dem governors, that ours is that bad. I like how we left it up to, like, I'm in Douglas County. We might have had to wear masks for just a fucking heartbeat, but he left it up to our fucking place, man.
Not until it was getting toward the end. No, it's bullshit. He was on the air, whining, screaming, crying, shutting shit down, called people selfish lazy
he paid the last few times I got to get him. That's why I came.
Okay.
I got to do is a pepperoni.
Okay.
Look that up. He was pushing for it hard. And until it was getting close with it, we're going to start remembering.
Extra cheese, extra. Just one large, or?
Okay. It had all those rebate checks.
Right before
Anthony.
Andy said it about the people that don't even pay taxes. That's the part that kills me.
What's that? Oh, the refund of taxes.
For people that don't pay taxes.
It's not even just the refund, though. He's giving an advance one next year. So wait a minute. If you know you're going to take it from me, why advance it? Just don't take it from me.
You know, the fucking country's going nuts. We're going crazy. We're going crazy.
He likes to say that, you know, he's...
The election will fix so much.
He likes to...
See, Mark, I'm not optimistic because I think people...
I am, because it always goes from one.
Maybe I read too much liberal stuff.
You do.
Like Quora, they say Biden didn't cause inflation. There's inflation all over the world, and the supply chains. All these problems are caused by the world, and he's just.
The Fed came out and said inflation was like 8% before Russia even got fucking involved. I mean, everything the guy says is fucking lies. These are people that work for him. I'll tell you what I can't stand is that Yeller, whatever.
Yeah.
She is like, that is one job that's not supposed to be political.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungeringAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Rod, whenever there are construction problems, I want you to listen because this is how we do it, okay? It's all in the math. So now listen, the total job is going to be $20,000. You paid $12,000. They want another $4,400, which they say is discounted. So they want a total of $16,400. Now, just talking math now, nothing else. If you paid them $16,400 and they walk away, can you repair that job for the remaining $3,000 or $4,000? Roughly.
No.
Okay. Now, then again, now let's do the math to fix their defects, only their defects. And I'm talking about this. This is what is hard for people to fathom, and I want to put this in perspective. You ordered a $20,000 remodel, and that's what you're going to get. How much will it take to put it back to the way it should be? Not to the way someone says it should be, because if you originally ordered, let's say, a medium job, how much will it cost to get a medium job? If you originally ordered a high-end job, what will it cost to get you to a high-end job? It's not fair to take a bargain basement job and when somebody screws up, hire someone to give you a premium job. So what I need to know is, comparing apples with apples, what will it take to do that home improvement and get you the job you wanted like you expected?
One, the basement bathroom, we had...
You don't have to delineate. I'm going to ask you, how much will it take to cure their defects? First of all, in their mind, were they finished with the job?
No.
Because he fired him.
You fired him with how much left to go? And I'm not talking quality now. I'm not talking the leak. I'm talking the job. You fired them at what point?
It was in June.
No.
And,
Here's what I mean. Were they halfway through, 75% done? And I'm not asking if they were done to perfection, but in their mind, when they were fired, what percentage of the job was done according to them?
They probably thought they were probably about 90-95% done.
Okay, but not because of the defects. They weren't. I understand. Now, they thought they were 90%. Okay, so here's the bottom line then. You need to give us a figure on how much it's going to cost to fix it. How much?
Probably about $27,000.
No, that's impossible. It's impossible to take a $20,000 remodel and say it's going to be 27 to fix it. Did they do more harm? You're saying that they did $27,000 worth of damage. There is not one speck of work they did that was any good.
Everything they did was bad.
So every single thing they did has to be torn out.
Except for, they did some drywall. I'll take that back. They did some drywall that was pretty good. Because they turned a 2-bedroom home into a 3-bedroom home, but the cost of one bathroom is we had to tear out everything they did in there, and they were 95% done.
Okay, so how much was that bathroom? How much is that going to be to put back together?
Well, it was $11,000. Then there's another bathroom upstairs that's messed up. We're going to have to tear all that tile out and redo that. That's going to be another $11,000.
Yeah, but here's what doesn't make sense. If the original job was 20, how can redoing 2 bathrooms be 22?
Well, you can say 20.
No, I'm just saying, your numbers aren't making sense, Rod. Unless they just came in and hacked up your entire house. You got to be reasonable with damages here, because this thing, they're not going to fix it. You're going to have to get it fixed. Do you think they're going to voluntarily write you a check? Not only forgive the money, you think they're going to write you a check for $22,000?
No, I don't even think they have any money.
No, so it's a lost cause, bro. I don't even know what you expect. I need to know what you expect. Really, I do.
Here's to the great American settlers, the millions of you who settled for unsatisfying jobs because...
Not in a million years. And if he goes and gets a judgment, they'll go bankrupt.
Well, they'd never get it with that. Some of the job was done. I mean, it might need some touch-up and shit.
Where did you say he was nitpicking? I didn't see anything nitpicking.
The bathtub and the tile job in the bathtub. Okay.
I think you're insane.
Did you see that? Go look at it.
I don't know if he did. I thought I did.
Ain't gonna do it. He's the faucet or the head or the what is it called? The bib. I don't know what they call it, but it might be a little loose. But the actual bathroom, the tub, the tile job, it looked fine.
What is this one from? 2005 Pathfinder, Tom and Mark with a K. Some guy says they're offering to make it right, just wanted to have this in case I call him.
Yeah, he was coming in today.
Did you know this person?
He's got 2 businesses. Yes, very exactly. He's not on it.
It's Fidelity.
But that's leaders on 5. So he's paying attention there.
He seems like we know him. He says Tom and Mark. No idea.
Alright guys, B Large is in charge.
Brett Loya now hiring.
You need anything from me for you later?
Nope. Have a nice weekend.
Oh, it's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, Friday.
Look at that. Friday. Sweet.
See you Monday.
All right, have fun.
Yeah. Let's be clear about something from the very start. This was not a decision driven by the Constitution. This was not a decision driven.
Who says it was?
I don't even understand. I started reading what he did, but I don't understand what he did.
They are allowed to pass a law that makes
sense. They didn't want to pass a law because that way I can argue that Mark, that son of a bitch, wants to take away your constitutional right to an abortion, and I'm here to save it. Or
It will probably pass with the current numbers.
I guarantee it would. What would? Constitutional.
No, it's not going to be a constitutional
No, the
amendment.
laws rather.
They can, yeah, it would. They can make a law.
No, there's at least 2 Democrats that are anti-abortion.
Yeah, but how many Republicans are actually pro?
I don't think you would see one Republican vote for that. I don't think you would see one.
I bet you're wrong.
I don't think you
See,
would
and
see one.
and that's the whole thing. Is now they actually have to show. They don't know. They don't want to just pound the gavel and say, this is what I believe. Now you're going to prove it because we're going to vote on this.
No, I know that, but they won't vote on it if they don't have the votes either. Well, sometimes they do because you're morons, but generally speaking. Hey, did you guys see? I am so behind the times. In 1974 in China, they found like the first emperor's kind of grave thing, and it's like 5 miles big, and they're excavating it, and there's bronze soldiers, thousands of them, full horses. I mean, I had no idea, dude. It is the most.
They buried them with huge contingency.
5 miles.
Yeah. And they buried a lot of the soldiers.
And it's bronze. It's amazing. They look like just like real army men.
And what year was that?
What?
What year did you say it was?
1974 is when they first discovered it. It goes back to like the year 5.
Yeah, I remember seeing it because we went to the World's Fair in Knoxville, and that was in I'm sorry, 70. No, let's say it was like 80 or 81 or something like that. And they had stuff from that. Also, because the Chinese exhibit that year was the big one to go to.
Inevitably, when you do an Amazon next day delivery, you get a notice from UPS saying it's going to be tomorrow. Like, not the next day.
You know what? We get most of our Amazon one days now in one day, but it's Amazon. It's not ups anymore.
Now, you will never get UPS to do anything. They suck so much.
I was reading an article. They're probably the best ran company ever.
Well, have you noticed that 27-cent fee now on your Amazon orders?
Is it there?
Yep.
What's it for?
Oh, this is a new one that Foles put in because he doesn't tax anything. Well, of course, this all goes Colorado.
Oh my God! I forgot about that.
Any retail delivery. So this includes your mom and pop pizza shop. This includes.
How do they put a fucking tax in with Tabor without voting?
Because it's a fee.
I know, but it's still just lying like a motherfucker.
But you know where the pockets they're going after is literally for Amazon. It's for overstock.
Yeah, but we pay for it.
I know.
It's not their pockets.
But think about how large that income is. Now, if you order something from Amazon, it actually comes on 3 different trucks. You pay that 3 different trucks. Everything you order. How many orders does Amazon fulfill?
How come no one has challenged these fees?
They have one thing up there. There's already a law that they meet certain criteria, these fees, that meet these 3 criteria, they have to drop the word fee and it's going to be pushed through the tax.
Well, if you... Here's the basic...
Good. Rescued a dog off the highway this morning. A corgi. Have you ever seen those things? Mm-hmm. They're cute.
Spread upon certain individuals or certain businesses.
I've never really dealt with one before, but anyway, how's your morning?
Is it just on delivery?
Just on delivery.
Then that's a fucking it's no, because
ready for
it's
the
on
weekend?
Every company, right?
Always.
Got any good plans?
If anything is delivered by motor carrier, any retail
How about horseback?
Yeah. A little quieter, huh?
We'll back up again. Get the Pony Express on it.
Oh, she does?
Well, it's like, it's like, hey, reduce the cost of
wow.
Then you fucking get. It's already on your DMV. It could be a fee now on your license.
So right by the course field there? We've been there a few times. It's beautiful view there.
They don't tell you that. Where do you opt out? And if you're renewing online, does it have an opt-out button?
And isn't that for our parks or something?
Yeah. So you're paying half of it there. Then you go and get the other.
Can you go to that stuff if you want with her?
Oh, yeah. So it makes no sense. If you're registering 5 cars, then you pay for it 5 times.
Oh.
Because I'll opt out.
Taking care of them.
How old are you? They're 2 girls, right? How old are they again?
The only tax I don't pay is scratch tickets. I might win some. But actually, I hate scratch tickets.
It's Leland Conway, the guy that analyzed gas for Gas Buddy joins us. Why are gas prices dropping? Is that a good thing? Plus, Twisted View's going to be
Okay. My attorney's going to, Bill? My attorney is going to be available here in just a few minutes. So after he finishes up with this construction call, I'll be calling the attorney. He said he was...
That's Bill's. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We'll have John Fuller soon to advise us on this one issue with a neighbor's car, someone who, a brother's car. It's really complicated, but he died, and they're coming after the brother now. It's really weird. Okay, we've been answering any and all questions. We have Jeff Vig with us from Kimmer Transmission. We haven't had a lot of car calls yet today, but we'll get to them. And you can, by the way, I should just remind people, you can text the show. And I just got to log back in. I don't say it enough, but you can. And I have people texting anyway. So 57739. One is here. Tom, I agree with Tom's about the government wanting everyone to depend on them. He left out how America's moral compass is falling lower than it's been in our lifetime. The trash on television, much less the internet, was illegal in the 60s and 80s. Now we depend on, now it's, of course, all over. And the government, we depend more on the government than God. Trust me, we are becoming a second and third world country. Lawlessness, homelessness, mental health problems, divorce, 50% of babies born without fathers, and nearly a million unborn babies killed. I'm not taking a stand on this. I'm reading a text. But by the way, look, everyone's going to have their own set of problems as to why we are all failing. The point I was making is we all have our favorite items, right, or our favorite platforms, or our favorite planks of that platform. But what we need to look at sometimes is what's best for the country, not just what we would like to see. For example, okay, I would love if people depended on God, but everyone won't. They'll never do it, and some people won't believe in God. So there's nothing we can do as a people to do that. And would the nation be better or worse? Well, I'm not going to tell you that, because not everybody's God's the same. Some people's gods might tell them to stone people. I mean, some people's gods tell them to, that some people are not the same as, like, women are subservient. Look at some of these other countries where women have no rights. So what I'm getting at is this. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have freedom to believe in your God, but I don't think we can push God through the government. I don't think we can make our government a theocracy. But I don't think we can make it a nanny either. We just use our common sense. First and foremost, the government should do very little. If we all had that perspective, the government should do very little. And then we should take care of the rest. I mean, where do we ever get this thought that the government has to be in every aspect of our lives? They shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know where we got that idea to begin with.
From them.
Well, yeah, that's right. From certain people in government that want it to be that way. But trust me, Mark, and I know where you're coming from. And I'm not saying it's altogether wrong, but there are factions on your side of the government that also want to control a lot.
What does that mean, my side?
Well, you're more conservative, and you are right now.
I'm probably more conservative economically. I wouldn't consider myself very conservative in other ways.
Socially? Okay, here's the bottom line. I'm saying that conservatives want to control people as much as liberals. They just want to control them in a different way. Okay, it's got to be said, man. It's got to be said.
I don't think as much. No, I don't. I don't agree with that.
Well, no, there's some conservatives that don't want to. But you know, they're moderates, and there's moderate liberals too. Okay, John Fuller's on.
I think the country's the middle.
John Fuller is here, and he's our personal injury expert. He's our auto accident lawyer. Hey, listen, John, this is a weird one. So I didn't hear it yet. I just got a hint of what it's about, and I thought we really need to hear from John to see what he thinks about this. So, Bill, tell your story. Let's talk about your story. We have John Fuller on.
Okay. Hi, Tom. I got a call recently, a law firm representing Safeco Insurance, and the woman said that.
Now, hold on, Paul. Hold on. Bill, back up. Talk about the car first. Back up a little, okay? Your car, sure. You had a car together with your brother on the title, right?
No, I sold the car to my brother back in 2017.
Sorry, I didn't know that. Bill sold the car to his brother. Got it.
Assumed his name was on the title and my name was no longer there.
You assumed that's what it was?
Yes, I had no reason to think otherwise.
Now, back when you sold it, what year was that?
2017.
Did you get is there a bill of sale and all the paperwork?
Oh, no. I think I got one from online and gave it to him just so he could go down.
But you don't have anything, but you did sell it, but he never went and changed the title.
Well, I don't know that. I didn't know that at the time. He certainly got new license plates, and I assumed he had the title put in his name. I didn't follow up on
Okay, then
that.
what happened? When was the accident?
Well, the accident was last year. He died in October, and when I went down to...
But hold on, the accident. Let's get to the accident. When was the accident? It was in 2021. What happened?
Well, I'm not sure. He was in some sort of accident where someone was injured, and apparently he let his insurance lapse. He was suffering from a bunch of health issues and possibly dementia. He's 150 miles away.
His insurance, okay, his insurance lapsed, and then the other party was insured by who?
Apparently Safeco.
So Safeco now is trying to subrogate or collect what they paid out.
And they called me and said that my wife and my name was on the title in addition to his, which was a surprise to me.
I don't even understand that part of it. Okay. So were you and your wife on the title before you sold it?
Yes.
And then he went and kept you two on the title, and that guy's name was on the title? Your brother?
Well, I don't know any of this kind of. I just assumed that.
No, and they might be exaggerating a little. I don't know, but the bottom line is, did they say they want money from you?
Not yet. They were just inquiring why my name was on the title too, or finding out if I was the co-owner of the vehicle.
Wait a minute. So they were
Sounds like they were fishing.
They were just inquiring. Yeah. Did they hint at all that they were subrogating from you?
No.
Why else would they call?
Coming next, kind of. But they were wanting to know if I had any information that proved that I wasn't on the title, and that's, for some reason they've gotten the information.
What did you tell them?
Well, I said no. I sold it to my brother.
Okay, so they wanted to know if you still own the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so what should he be worried about, John? What do you think's going on? John Fuller is an expert at auto accidents and all of the law surrounding it because he's dealt with it, and he probably knows he can probably read their minds. What do you think's going on, John?
Okay, what's going on is Safeco paid out their benefits on the policy of insurance for the victim of the car accident and is now out fishing for some possible source to recover there, and it's exactly what you said. They're trying to subrogate. Here's the weird thing: was the title in Colorado, sir? Was this here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So if you gave him an open title, meaning you and your wife signed as the sellers on that title, and then handed it to him, until your brother goes down and transfers that into his name, technically you are still the owner of the vehicle. However, the fact that he registered it himself makes me think it's virtually impossible that he could have registered it without going ahead and negotiating that title and getting one listed in his name. the only thing he could have possibly done, and this is just a wild guess, would be if he wrote in your name as a purchaser, which would also generally require your signature, and then registered in both of your names so that you were actually a co-owner of the vehicle. But even that would have been fraud technically. But here's the situation: you can't insure something that you don't own. Okay, so if you don't have an insurable interest in a vehicle, they'll never issue you a policy, except as a fully disclosed like driver's policy where you're not the owner, and that's a really special kind of policy. So the fact that your brother did register it and did at some point have insurance, although lapsed, makes me think that he probably did go down and change it into his name. The burden of proof is really on them. They can't allege.
Do you think, hey, John Fuller, do you think that they saw the lineage in that title and wanted to try to maybe see if they could shake up Bill?
I mean, that's certainly probably what's going on. There's got to be something that makes him, want to pick up the phone and give him a call. And they could just be fishing, but I think what I would do is just simply explain I sold that vehicle, I canceled my insurance. We had no, insurable interest in that from that point going forward. And, and it's not my vehicle, it's not my problem, and just go from there. The burden of proof will rest on them to show that you still did have an interest in that. But then that's to prove that, they're going to have to say that your brother was a permissive driver and all this kind of fun stuff as well. So it really sounds more like a fishing expedition than anything else.
John,
I would go to the DMV and check the title of that vehicle and just see what
That's a good idea.
history is.
That's a good idea.
And if your name is not on that, if it was titled in your brother's name, I would just politely tell them to go pound sand and not bother you anymore.
Okay, let's ask this, John. If by some crazy way it's still titled in this guy's name, does that make him liable?
Hey, not by default, Tom. They still need to prove. I mean, it's going to be complicated. It certainly is. But somewhere, I don't know if that gentleman had a spouse that passed away, his brother, or somewhere, somehow, there's got to be a title, and there's got to be a paper trail that led up to him registering it and at some point getting insurance on it. And so I think that really is the answer to this. Something was presented to the DMV wherever he lives in order to transfer that over to his registration. And I believe the get out of jail card in this case is going to rest there.
All right, real quick. Mark has a question.
You kind of made me nervous here because I sell a ton of cars. Generally, I just sell them. I advertise them and sell them. If I take my license plate, I have a bill of sale, and they pay me in cash, and then they take off with my car and decide not to register it for whatever reason, they can't afford it, don't want to pay the sales tax, whatever the hell the reason is, are you saying I could still possibly be liable for anything that car does?
You better have a bill of sale.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you have the bill of sale and it's signed by both parties, then that's all the evidence you need to say it's not my car.
And this guy, of course, doesn't have that.
Okay. The title is the evidence of ownership in that particular state, but that bill of sale does convey the ownership of that vehicle.
Got it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that. John Fuller, myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500.
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. Sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans with opportunities, valuable products and services. Businesses provide tax revenue, and they support and fund vital charities. Business is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to cobrt.com. That's cobrt.com.
American Restoration 24/7. If you have a problem in your home, fire, flood, broken pipes of any kind, asbestos, mold, unattended death, any kind of meth lab, maybe in a rental, all asbestos, all of this stuff can really be a problem. And it's more of a problem if you don't hire the right restoration company. American Restoration 24/7 is the company to call. 8337-AM-REST. That's 8337-AM-REST. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll tell you this. If you hire the wrong company, your insurance will only pay once. They're not going to pay you if you made a mistake choosing the company. And, you know, most companies have no idea what certifications they need. Some of them are glorified carpet cleaners. Did you know what the IICRC is? It's the Institute of Inspecting, Cleaning, and Restoration Certification. Make sure your company has it, like American Restoration. 8337-AM-REST. 8337-AM-REST. Well, Ideal Home Loans has done something extraordinary. They are making you a cash buyer. How the heck are they doing that? With their cash buyer program. It is an amazing phenomenon. Here's what they'll do. If you come to them for a loan, they'll put in a cash offer on a house you want to buy, so long as you are approved. And listen to this. That means that your loan doesn't have to coordinate with when you submit the contract. You see, they won't take a cash offer if you don't actually have the cash. But in Ideal's case, because they're a mortgage banker, they do have the cash. Think about that. You're a cash buyer just for going to Ideal. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. I talked to Simply Floors, Inc. today, Buddy Mitchell. Guess what, Mark? He bought 8,000 square feet of high-end hickory engineered hardwood for a builder. Then the builder canceled. Listen, this is a one-time offer. Now he is offering all or part of it at an extraordinary deal. This is high-end, beautiful hickory, but you're going to pay rock-bottom prices. You'll save thousands. Now, there's only enough to do 4 to 5 houses. So hurry. Now, if you're a builder, you can buy it all. If you have a house, you can buy some of it. Get a hold of simplyfloorsinc.com, and I'm even going to give the number, 303-456-4616. Of course, for all your flooring needs, simplyfloorsinc.com. Century RV, new and used RVs, and they have also severely discounted prices. They have great supply. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. Pop-ups. They have campers. They have fifth wheels. And all you have to do is drive up and see them or call them. 303-453-1111. They're at exit 240 and I-25. That's the Longmont exit. They're on the frontage road on the east side. That's CenturyRV.com.
You worked your whole career to reach the top of the mountain, but now that you're thinking about retirement, who will help guide you back down the trail? Listen to the Retirement Summit with Summit Wealth Strategies to learn how to prepare.
Saturdays at noon on 6:30 AM. Can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds.
That girl with Smarty Marty update, she's only got about 10-15 minutes before her lunch is over, so can you go to them next?
Amanda?
Amanda and Smarty Marty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
We should rethink this within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com.
Why? It's so established now.
ZipRecruiter.com/.
Your teeth lose density and become weaker over time.
Shouldn't it be a true adjective that describes them?
But if you want your dental visit to feel like this, try new Crest.
Oh, man.
I
know what today is.
Rebuilds tooth density to extend the life
Pork
of
chop
teeth
day.
by remineralizing enamel.
Harry's Steakhouse, man. $18.
Better be listening to me. Not driving around with two vehicles. That sucks. Have you ever done that with, your wife's name is Jen, right? So it kind of sucks. Like if you're taking two cars around. Do you guys ever carpool?
We try to.
Yeah. Your hours are just too different, huh?
It is, huh?
And like, I mean, you can stay here later, but sometimes
Oh, I get it. Yeah, what am I talking
Yeah.
about? I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely.
yeah.
But I never eat the whole thing.
And gas is such a killer right now. I don't know what you guys
And all
drive,
of
but
that,
it's like,
and take
geez.
that chunk home.
Yeah, you're right, huh?
Well, you mean night before. I love it. God, I love it.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not very, the trip's not too long. Dr. Ben Carson, what's going on in this country? You ever had your calamari there?
Do you guys take the 470 route?
Every now and then. Like, no, I have just come down around twice.
Yeah.
On a Friday. You know, good calamari. Like if I'm running behind, I'll jump on it. Good calamari is chicken.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, with Century RV, I forgot to mention, Mark, they also are building this $10 million facility to service just their customers.
It's done.
Is it really?
It's beautiful.
Oh, my God, it's already done?
Yeah, and that last part you said is important, man. If you buy something from them, they're going to be able to do all the warranty work, any issue you ever need. And how many calls do we get about camping?
Well,
the competition.
Camping World sucks and all those others, but seriously, they don't service what they sell, not to the extent they should. And Century RV is dedicated to only doing what they sell. So you always have service, and that's CenturyRV.com. Okay, so we have an update. Amanda is with us, and Amanda called the show about a problem with a lender. Smarty Marty worked on it, and I have a feeling he did a great job. Okay, so let's talk about it. What's going on, Smarty Marty?
Marty's on 7.
Oh, Smarty, I didn't bring him up. All right, let's talk to Amanda first. Amanda, when did you call?
About in May, sometime in May, at the beginning of May.
Yeah, so tell us what was the problem.
Amanda that called.
Oh, who called?
It was her grandfather-in-law.
Yes.
And what was his name?
John Martin.
Okay, so what was the problem? Why did he call us?
So he was a little upset. He thought we were getting ripped off because we had gotten approved for a house in December. We went under contract in like the end of December, and so we were waiting for it to be built. What happened was before we were getting ready to close, the underwriter did a mistake, and since Carlos, my spouse, works for a cannabis industry, they just barely caught it, and they said, "Oh, we can't go through with your loan."
Because of the cannabis industry?
Yes.
So what did you end up doing?
So instead of doing FHA, I asked if we could do a conventional loan. So we went with conventional. They went on with that, and on May 5th, Carlos's credit score had expired since we started our loan process in the end of December.
So what did it all mean to you? What did it all mean? What was the main problem? It's cost you money?
Yes. So we already had put down a construction deposit, $2,500 in January. Then we had already paid for appraisal fees and rush order fees.
So did you end up buying the house or not?
Nope.
No.
So Smarty, what did you do, Smarty?
Yeah.
Well, I contacted the lenders, or the broker of the lender, actually. It's someone who sold the contract to someone else, and asked him what's going on and can we get back the deposit. And he said he would ask, and I'd bug him every month. And finally, a couple days ago, I bugged him and said, "What's going on with the refund?" And he says, "Well, I'm able to get her some of it back, the appraisal." So
they're going to refund some money?
Yes.
Wait a second, though. If they're just refunding the appraisal, it wasn't even ever done, was it?
Why? Were they going to keep it? Let me get this straight. Were they threatening to keep all the money?
That part I don't know. I wasn't aware. I was.
No, I'm not. I'm asking. Amanda.
Yes. So basically we were supposed to close on that Monday, And then everything had gone through. They did
Right.
everything.
But what I'm asking you is this. What did you do about the $2,500 deposit?
So I just don't get it back. So
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This lender cost you an extra $2,500 and they're giving you $850 back?
That was my appraisal fee back.
Which, of course, is ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, because they didn't have to do an appraisal.
They didn't do one, right?
So, okay, this lender really sucks. What's the name of the lender?
Residential mortgage.
You know what? I would take him to small claims court for that deposit. Unless you withheld listen, I'm serious. Unless you withheld information from them about being in the cannabis business, did you?
No, they actually verified Carlos's employment several times.
Okay, you know what? I think that's negligence in my opinion. I think that lender, listen, we can try to call him, but I think that lender owes you the $2,500. Don't say, oh, we just don't get it back. I would tell, if that's the only reason you were turned down and they knew it, then I think...
No, listen to what she was saying. Then time went by, the credit report expired, they pulled another report, and I'm sure his credit dropped, and that's probably...
Why did his credit drop? Did credit drop, though? That's what I want to know. Amanda, did the credit drop when they pulled the second one?
Yes, so it did drop.
Why did it drop the second time they pulled it?
In January, he was 10 days late on a closed payment.
All right, listen, man, this is terrible. What a perfect storm. I don't think you will get your money back, possibly. Because if they pulled the report and it was good... I don't know. Who knows what would have happened. I'm sorry, Amanda.
10 days.
But at least, listen, I shouldn't, look, I don't want to just, overlook what Marty did. At least he was able to help them get some of the money back.
Oh, God, they were going to keep that $800, which they never did.
Yeah, so at least that deserves my dinger, and I'm not letting B-Large do it because B-Large always pulls out the small dinger when he does it. So there you go. There you go. See, I got my own now. All right, we got more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Well, we have a mess on the east side of town. A crash I-25 near Iliff is blocking traffic on both northbound and southbound with major delays. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. I-25 northbound also running pretty heavy between Santa Fe up to Colfax. Nothing unusual about that. The I-270 trip through Commerce City is slow and go in both directions as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Cloudy skies today, a slight chance of afternoon showers, a high near 93. Look for an overnight low down around 60. In Denver right now, it's 84. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
There are so many bad guys in the pawn business, and the reason I'm talking about that is you have like old watches or necklaces, maybe earrings, jewelry your wife never wears anymore, maybe someone passed away, an old wedding ring. You want to get the best value. You go to David Ellis Jewelers. This guy's been around for 20-plus years around Denver. They're at 2640 East 3rd Avenue. He's going to weigh it right in front of you, and he's going to cut you a check on the spot, and it's going to be a fair amount. That's the most important part about this. Don't get stuck with some hotel deal going on the weekend and sell all your jewelry to them. Don't get stuck with a pawn store. You want to go to someone we trust. David Ellis Jewelers, 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779, or check him out at davidellisjewelry.com.
Real people are getting real and lasting pain relief at QC Kinetics.
Who would have thought that I would be in better shape now than after I got out of the Marines at 22? It's great to be active again.
I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything's great.
Are you tired of living with chronic joint pain? QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged tissue. Natural healing agents from your own body, so your body can heal itself the way it was designed. With no pain pills, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Thanks to QC Kinetics, quality of life is just a lot better.
Definitely changed my life.
Call now to see if regenerative medicine could be the answer you've been looking for. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics have proven protocols that can give you lasting relief now, and the consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. It's even smart enough to know exactly how long, how well, and when you slept, and to help you get almost 30 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. The Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 smart bed is only $8.99. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Hi, folks. Dan Cicchini. Oh, my gosh. How can it be that we started Done Right Home Improvements way back in 1985 already? How can it be that 3 of our grandkids are now working in the business? Geez, we didn't have grandkids back then. And to think that we've designed, built, and installed tens of thousands of projects, how can that be, Todd?
Dad, it's the things you've always taught us. Do good work, show up on time, price fairly, and above all, keep your promises. Our performance speaks for itself. Whether it's kitchens, baths, counters, or floors, or even replacement windows and doors, they have our word we'll treat them right at Done Right.
You betcha, Todd. And with the weather like it is and today's incentives, that's right, incentives, now is the time to call and save a full 12% off all services for select install dates. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com. 303-722-2295.
With credit card rates on the rise, there's never been a better time to consolidate debt into your mortgage. It's really true. It's a strategic way to get out of debt faster and save hundreds on interest. Plus, you have only one manageable monthly payment to focus on. You just have to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Michael Brown here. I like American Financing because they have salary-based mortgage consultants. That means you're getting a no-pressure lending experience that's focused on you, and they never charge any upfront or hidden fees. So why not take 10 minutes to learn more? You can get a free mortgage review where you will learn about custom loan options before moving forward. If you like what you hear, you can pre-qualify for free, and you might close in as little as 10 days. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Are you thinking about selling your home? With Orchard, you can skip the typical headaches and hassles of listing a home and go straight to getting an all-cash offer. It's simple. Once Orchard determines your home value, they make you a cash offer. Then, when Orchard sells your home for more than they paid you for it, you keep all the profit. If you're ready to maximize your earnings on your old home and minimize the stress of selling it, you need to try Orchard. Visit Orchard.com and see how you can get an all-cash offer today. Orchard, it's the new way to home.
Need some gas money? Listen every hour from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays for your chance to win $1,000 to fill your tank. It's Gas Money on 630 KHOW, sponsored by Guy Rees.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore Paint by joining the Guy Rees Loyalty Program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guy Rees, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Harris Family Law for your family law needs, and I hope you never need them, but they do divorces, and he does separations and child custody issues and all of that. And Harris does something no one else does, and that's unbundled services. They'll do as much or as little as the divorce as you want. If you want to do some of your own legwork to save money, 303-515-5000. They also do collaborative law, which means they agree with the other party not to file anything and to talk everything out to keep prices down. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000. So let's finish up with Rod. So, Rod, we looked over this. I looked at the pictures. We're trying to figure this out, and we have opinions here. So, really, it's going to be a crap show because the total job is botched. Okay, I'll agree with you on this, but you're going to have to prove it. So you're going to have to get an expert, independent expert, to fix that job and put it back to what a $20,000 home improvement would have been, will cost you X amount of dollars. You're not allowed to upgrade and say, well, now that I'm going to sue this guy, I think it's going to cost $20,000, unless it really will. But here's the thing. I like the idea of math, and if they really botched it so bad that it's going to cost you $22,000, you're going to have to go after them for it. But if they don't, here's the disadvantage: if they don't have any money, it's for nothing because they're going to go bankrupt.
What they did, they sent us a notice to file a mechanics lien like on July 2nd.
Oh, boy. Well, wait a minute. They're coming after you with a mechanics lien?
Yes, for $8,400.
Well, that's ridiculous, man. At the very least, they should walk away from that if the job is botched. But here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Get an expert opinion. Get someone over there to say they botched it so bad, it's about $22,000 to fix it. Then we'll see if Deputy Smarty Pants can negotiate doing away with that $8,400. But trying to do more than that, in my opinion, is going to be too much. What do you think?
And understand that if they just gave you an intent or a 10-day notice to lien, after they do that, they got to actually file the lien. Then they have 120 days, if I recall properly, to actually sue you and win in court to perfect the lien. So you're going to end up getting your say if they go through all those.
But you're going to have to hire an attorney.
Oh, God, yes.
There is no way to do this without an attorney.
Yeah, I'm willing to. If they just don't file a lien and they walk away, I'll take my losses.
Okay, then do this. Hold on.
But in their letter, they're not willing to do that.
How do you know that, Mark?
Because I saw it. They're willing to discount $3,600 from the $8,000.
Yeah, but maybe we can have a better negotiation
if
he gets an expert to show what is the damage.
Did you already fix all the damage?
No.
Okay.
Do you have
damage in one bathroom?
How'd you come up with 22? Do you have an expert telling you this?
I got my guys who are giving me proposals.
How do you know they're legit?
Well, they've done work for me. We've already done like let me see, 25. We've already done $4,000 worth of work.
Okay, you need to get them to give you a.
I just asked them that, though. Some of it's been fixed.
Some of it. It's just 4,000. Here's what I would do. You need to get something in writing. We need to you need to get something, a real proposal showing what it's going to take to fix this. Then what we'll do is put one of our deputies on it to try to negotiate out that $8,400. All right, that's the best we can do. So go ahead and see if you can figure out that and get back to us. But you have to do that.
Hey, what do you think of these fees we're seeing everywhere?
You mean the fees that get around?
Like on a restaurant. There's
Oh.
There's one in New York City. They got a sauce fee.
What does that mean?
$1.75.
What does that mean?
Well, at the bottom of their ticket, when they bought their food, there was an additional $1.75.
What do you mean a sauce like ketchup or French?
Yeah, sauce fee, whatever. I guess it's all the condiments.
I don't know. It's just another way of raising prices.
Why, I know. Why not just raise the menu price? So why do
here's why.
Have to be
because here's why. People want it. Here's why. Because some customers would opt not to have it. Do you want extra? What kind of sauce do you want with that? If you're at Chick-fil-A, what kind of sauce?
Yeah, you'd be like none.
Right. Some would opt for it. Or
if it's $1.75, I guarantee I'd have none.
But I'm wondering what kind of sauce they're talking about for that money.
Okay, they have got sauces, $1.75 each. Mayonnaise, peanut something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So they should just call it a condiment
honey
charge.
mustard.
A condiment charge. And I think you're going to be seeing that. Well, how about, you know what thing I always thought was stupid, although it was explained to me that it's not stupid, and I kind of understand, is shop supplies and shop fees for auto repair.
I had them.
I know, but
a lot of money on shop supplies.
But I found out why they do it, because they want them to know the auto repair itself was this much, but our shop supplies have to be paid. But I think if that's part of overhead, doesn't that go into your pricing? I mean, shouldn't it?
It's the same thing as this sauce fee.
Yeah,
but I will say
yes
this.
and no. I mean, there are supplies that you buy that you can't quite quantify on every vehicle.
Well, like rags.
Your rags, your
uniforms,
break clean.
Well, how do you break it down per job?
I charge 1% per 1,000.
I used to charge more than that.
Or, excuse me, it's 1.2%.
Okay, we got more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Well, we have big problems on the east side of town. A crash northbound I-225 at Iliff is into the center median, causing backup southbound all the way back to Parker Road. Northbound is backed up to Mississippi. That's a rollover, by the way. I-25 northbound is jammed up between Santa Fe up past Colfax. Moderately heavy southbound I-25 between 58th Avenue down to about Spear Boulevard. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Cloudy skies, a slight chance of rain this afternoon. Look for a high temp right around 93 degrees. And overnight low expected near 60. In Denver, currently 86. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
There is still time to shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Hurry in and save up to $500 on select mattresses from top brands. Plus, get a free adjustable base up to a $499 value with qualifying purchase.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank is the guy that you want to call if you want to list a home for sale or if you're looking to buy one. He has a team for each, and he oversees each and every transaction. He's a master negotiator either way, and he has stats to show how much he sells things for above the market and how fast he sells them, and he'll show you. Ask for a free market analysis. He'll be happy to show you. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. GenesisTotalExteriors.com for all of your exterior needs, from the roof to the deck. And we can go through it. You got siding, even stucco, windows, doors, and painting, and decks, outbuildings, and even fences. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. He's been on my referral list for years, and you can trust him. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. What does Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies do for people? They coordinate your retirement. Now, you should probably get in touch with them sooner than later, but at any stage of your life, they'll be happy to walk you through retirement planning. What is retirement planning? Well, it's where you actually take your 401k, your pension, your other income, investments, taxes, healthcare, legacy, and make sure they're all coordinated so you're not duplicating things, or you're not overpaying for things, or that you understand what you have, or you maybe need something else. And they can help you through it, and they'll show you each and every time what the charge is and how they're saving you money. In fact, they'll meet with you as many times as you want them to for you to feel comfortable. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211.
Do you have a car taking up space in your garage? Not enough cash taking up space in your wallet? It's time to sell your car to the sharpest rides. With every
dude, they fucking trashed this car was Bell Price in New York City. Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Oh my God, did they trash?
Yeah.
Learn how you can earn a full-time income as a short-term trading like the Trading Group Show.
Dude, you're a salt booster. You're throwing beer bottles.
Well, I know, and you know what? I guarantee you that nobody's going to prosecute you. Even though you got them on.
Hey, Tommy, heads up. Kelly's here Monday.
I don't know, man.
I'm
not
going
saying I trashed the joint, but I'd be
to
pretty
pick up
upset
that
if
kid
I
with
got
no birth
surprised
certificate or ID, and I'm taking him to meet his dad at an A&B Bay to get the stuff notarized so we can get moving on that. And we're just going to do it for all the siblings. Hopefully the dad plays ball. He says he's going to meet us there. But
occasionally I'll go through living home and make them up.
Tom, yeah, 25 years old. The guy still lives at home. He can't move out.
The only way to get any of their deals, doesn't matter what their deals are.
It's sad.
You gotta do it through their app. So you basically drive to the window, you show it, you pay in the app. I think they're training their customers to no longer deal with employees.
Henry.
It's gonna be, and then all of a sudden the drive-through is gonna be nothing more than a conveyor belt right there for you.
My heart was racing just making
Holy shit, I
could have waited to tell my
I want to see, where is it? Do you have it up still? Oh my God.
They told their doctor
Good freaking grief.
a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms,
This is nothing. They
heart
start throwing
racing,
beer
chest
bottles.
pain, shortness of breath,
Street
fatigue,
shit.
or lightheadedness.
Because they got hit with
Contact
The Pod Beach World Podcast takes you back in time to 1993 for the ultimate Boy Meets World
The
watch.
plexiglass
Join
down, turn
original
it
cast
forward.
members Danielle Fishel, Will Friedle, and Ryder Strong as they relive every episode,
Well,
sharing
at the
memories,
beginning,
behind-the-scenes
throwing
info, and
bottles,
more.
they should.
None of us have seen episodes that aired back in the 90s.
They arrested the store owner. That was pretty good.
For basically the first time right along.
Listen to Pod Meets World on the
That poor
iHeartRadio
immigrant.
app or
He
wherever
comes
you
over
get
here. You know how hard it must be to work a bodega in fucking New York City. Give me a token, right?
Getting 630K Pop from iHeartRadio.
I doubt it.
It doesn't matter if they're charged. I just Googled, I saw on Fox News they were talking about it.
Ready, guys?
God, it's amazing. Oh, I was
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, so Paul says he's got a problem with a neighbor. What's the problem, Paul?
Hey, Tom. So I've got a neighbor who has whose sizable tree, which on his property has overhanging limbs on my driveway and part of my flat roof garage. Now,
well, hold on. What harm is it doing, though? What harm is it doing?
Well, I'm telling you. So part of those limbs falling down onto my property, so I'm limited in where I could park my car. I can't have it right in front of my garage because the limbs keep coming down. I've got a flat roof, so a lot of those limbs fall onto the flat roof and can puncture the roof, damage the membrane. So I cleared off what I could on my side with a pole and a clipper, et cetera, from the ground as well as from the roof.
Yeah, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're responsible for that. Yeah.
Right. The rest of it is too high for me to reach, but it's still coming down. I've taken pictures of of some of the limbs that had fallen. Most of it I've already cleared up. But every day or every week or so, they get more full.
Have you talked to your neighbor?
It's dying. Well, he rents. So not yet. So I'm preparing to deal with that. I've dealt with him before. We don't have a bad relationship, but he's never around or anything. So in any case, I've taken pictures of it. And what I wanted to do, this is what I wanted to run by you, is give him a call first and just have a conversation about it, but then follow up with an email and also a letter to the owner's home. I think his wife technically is on the title, not him, but I have to check on that. Showing the pictures and said, I believe that this is a hazard to my property. So I just want to let you know that I cannot take care of those. I can't individually take care of those hazards on my property from your tree because it needs to be done by a professional at this point.
I understand that, but you're not going to like the answer, Paul, many times the owner who wants to do away with it is the one who is responsible to pay for it.
Well, so here's the thing. Not if I give it my understanding, my research suggests, and we can check with an attorney, but my research suggests that if I give him notice that it's a hazard, he's responsible to eliminate the hazard from his property to my property. So if the limb falls and damages my vehicle, or God forbid me walking under it, it happens to fall at that time, he's responsible for that because
Paul,
he's been put on notice.
Paul, listen, I'm going to tell you something, okay? You're partially right and partially wrong. If you advise him it's a hazard, he doesn't have to do anything, okay? I'm sorry, he doesn't. And otherwise, you could advise anything you want. He doesn't have to react to your advisement. What happens, however, it will raise the possibility of liability if after being told it's a hazard and he ignored it, it will be easier for you to establish negligence. That's right. So, but in the beginning, just telling him and advising him or her will not establish negligence.
No, of course not. It just puts him on notice. So then at that point, the issue is, he has to decide whether he wants
That's right. That's right.
That exposure.
Okay, but hold on, Paul. Not. So let's say you advise him it's a danger and he doesn't do anything.
Right.
What do you do then?
I'm not sure. I want to get.
I'm going to tell you what you can do. If it's encroaching on your property, you can pay to have it trimmed back, but you have to do it with due diligence, not to damage the tree.
Damage the tree.
Right. But that's the only option you have, Paul. There's no one that's going to force him to cut it back.
I don't want to spend. I'm trying to avoid spending $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it might cost to have someone with the truck.
I get you, Paul. I get it. But he wants to avoid that too.
Right, but it's his tree that's causing the hazard.
Yeah,
so,
no,
but it hasn't caused damage. There's no damage yet.
Exactly. So he doesn't have to do anything. We can go in a circle and keep saying this over and over, but you can't make him do it. There's no court order that's going to make him do it on what could happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, it's not just what could happen because limbs have fallen.
But the fallen limbs, if you had damages, that's one thing. Listen, Paul, I get it. I don't want to go through the cycle again and repeat everything. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. They've actually fallen, and had your car been there, they would have been damaged, but it wasn't.
Right.
Okay, so it's kind of like there's a no-win situation. You can talk to your neighbor and say, "Look, can we chip in on this?"
Suppose I go the route of that he is reducing my enjoyment of the property because I can't use my full property.
Why don't you do that then? He's reducing your enjoyment of the property, and he'll say so. What are you going to do then? There's still no one that will force him to take it down. You got to go to court. It's going to cost you way more than trimming the tree.
Any jewelry store can sell you a diamond, but there's only one family jeweler in Colorado that was literally built on them.
In fact, we've sold more diamonds to more couples for more years than any other jeweler in Denver. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Steve Williams. That's why we built Williams Jewelers, 2 stores totally dedicated to celebrating your love.
All the world's top bridal designers, 10 times the certified loose diamonds at our diamond bar.
And Denver's true diamond experts who will share their knowledge and passion on how to get the most diamond for your money guaranteed.
So whether you're looking for the perfect diamond engagement ring
or that second diamond celebrating a love of many years,
we have the perfect diamond for you.
And that's why every day more couples say will you with Williams.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines. In Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Justin Finch. President Biden today signing an executive order to protect abortion rights for women nationwide. This new order includes protecting women who travel for reproductive care across state lines and securing access to abortion medication. But Biden stresses with Roe overturned, the only way to get permanent abortion protections is to vote pro-choice lawmakers in during the upcoming midterms.
We need 2 additional pro-choice senators and a pro-choice House to codify Roe as federal law. Your vote can make that a reality.
Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe assassinated today, shot and killed during a campaign speech in western Japan. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has authorized a controversial new immigration policy, ordering state troopers and the National Guard to apprehend migrants who enter the country illegally and send them back to the border. This is ABC News. Gas prices appear to be coming down from the mid-June highs of more than $5 a gallon. ABC contributor Alexis Christoforous warns the relief might be temporary as the summer travel season moves ahead.
Prices have been coming down. They've been behaving a little bit, and consumers are getting some relief at the gas pump. The problem is we're in the middle of summer, and July is historically a very big month for demand for gasoline and for road trips. So, if we're seeing any relief now at the pump, it will probably be short-lived.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis today announced an executive order aimed at reducing prescription drug prices. The order calls for an investigation of pharmacy benefit managers whom DeSantis called middlemen.
We want to be able to reduce the amount of basically arbitrage where people are making money, but it's not serving any broader purpose.
Justin Finch, ABC News.
At CDW, we get Mac at Work works for everyone.
I work in IT, and since we switched to Mac, the text messages I'm getting are a lot more positive. Sales is happy because Mac works with all their apps. Finance is happy to get power without the big price tag.
And CDW configured every device to work right out of the box.
Is there an emoji for that?
I use the unicorn. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Get a great deal on Mac for your business at cdw.com/getmac.
I'll ring you up in a second. Kim, can you see if we have more acid wash?
Desmona's thrift store is the spot for killer vintage finds.
Oh, that looks fabulous on you. Hey, can you do the register?
But her sales clerk situation feels pretty threadbare.
Oh, yeah, let me clear out that fitting room.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
K-How News Time, 103.
Last month, Superior passed gun control measures. Now, the gun rights advocacy group Rocky Mountain Gun Owners has filed a lawsuit claiming the ordinances are unconstitutional. Executive Director Taylor Rhodes.
This has much broader implications than just the city of Superior. So in theory, if this goes our way, we could have the magazine ban statewide lifted.
Rhodes tells
gun laws. It was some sort of homemade gun.
Oh, yeah.
No. They're saying in 2021 there was only one death.
Yeah. The one from today or yesterday, though, it was the guy printed like some kind of weird shotgun. The scary thing about those two, maybe not with the new technology, but a lot of those printed guns, you could bring, you got two people going on an airline. One could carry half of it, the other, and then none of the pieces look like anything until you assemble the weird-looking thing. In other words, you don't have to make it look like a gun.
Oh, it's a former prime minister.
That's true. But you can get the gun on.
Yeah, or you could do some sort of printed crossbow where you can throw bolts.
Mikey and I were going to Vegas. This is 4 or 5 months ago. We're going through DIA, and he's got his backpack. He forgot fucking 5 clips he had from his. 2 of them were from his 9, and 3 of them were from whatever. But he had 5 fully done clips.
Yeah, that's wrong way.
I didn't realize. Or you can ship them. They get rid of the ammo. They can ship them back. But we were going to be late for the flight, and then the cost of them doing it was fucking way more than what the clips were. But I thought he was going to get in trouble. I didn't think.
At what point do they say you're in trouble as opposed to just throwing it out?
I don't know. How about if it was a gun that was loaded? Do you think you'd get arrested or no?
I don't know. I think you would, wouldn't you? Because you're trying to smuggle it on board.
Yeah, but he legitimately forgot to take them out of his backpack. I'm sure people do that with guns and knives. I don't think they just throw. I don't think they can nail you with intent to fucking blow up an airline or something.
Do they even have like lockers available at airports and shit anymore? You can pick it up on your way back.
I know in Terminal A they don't, but that would be smart as fuck. Well, I'll tell you, man.
Although if you had to load a gun with a hand it back to you, say leave it, or go get rid of it.
I think if you were in DIA and you had a carry permit and legitimately forgot, it's hard to say I forgot my gun was in my luggage, but maybe a backpack like Mikey's. I don't know.
And it's not illegal to take a gun onto a plane. You just can't have it on your carry-on.
Yeah, you got to mark the suitcase.
You got to mark the suitcase. It's got to be inspected. But yeah, you can check your bags.
Well, yeah, because people bring guns hunting and shit.
Check
them. Yeah, but you still have to be careful because you can still get in trouble. I.e., you land in New York and you got a layover or something. You can still get in trouble with those firearms
because you can't have them there no matter what.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
Man, you gotta be pretty pissed over $1.75 to tear that up.
Wow. It's the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, here to help you any way we can to solve problems. Today's car day being Friday. Now, listen, it is car day. Jeff Vick is with us from Kimmer Transmission, so we'll talk about anything car-related or anything on your mind. We truly have a goal to help you. That's really what our goal is. So, Dan, let's talk. Dan, what's going on?
Hey, I just had a comment about McDonnell Douglas.
Okay, it's McDonald Hyundai, right? It's
Hyundai, right.
We said that something changed at that dealership recently. We're not sure what it is, but we're getting some complaints about service. What's going on?
Sounds like it's going downhill. We just made an appointment for our Palisade. We got there in November. Back in November, we had no problems. Sale went great, but it sounds like things are going downhill, kind of like everywhere. And so I'm going to have to find another place for service.
You know what? Things are going downhill in many places.
Right?
Yeah?
It's terrible. Hey, we bought 2019, we bought a Tesla X. And when we purchased it, they had this special going on that it was electricity for life of the vehicle. And I was thinking, well, what if we get into a crash or something happens to the car?
What did they call it? A vehicle for life?
It was charging for life at any of the Tesla charging outlet places.
Oh, did you pay? How much did you pay for that?
Nothing. It was a promo incentive.
Okay, well, so the answer is if you get in an accident and you don't use it, fine. I mean, that's just. I mean, you won't get any money back.
Do you think there's a possibility of we can get it covered for insurance-wise? Because that's quite a value.
Okay, so you're saying a free promotion that they give you, can you get insurance that will cover it? If you did, it would probably be worth the cost of what that has cost, what you're saving. It wouldn't even be worth it. You're not going to get insurance to cover a promotion. Like free oil. Listen, there are some that give free oil changes, okay? You can't get insurance that covers that. You got free oil changes. If you go out and wreck your car a week later, you no longer have free oil changes.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
But it's not like you paid for it.
Right, but it adds to the value of the car.
Of course it does. I understand what you're saying, but you lost the car, and along with that, you lost a promotion. Look, it's just like a discount. That's really what it is. If you got a discount on that car, and you you kind of lost the discount, although you will get the value of the car from insurance. But the value of a car is not an add-on promotion. It's the car itself. If you do any kind of add-on, you're not going to get paid for a super stereo system.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Now there are some stated value policies where you can do that. You can say, I don't want to insure this anymore for the normal price. I want to insure this for the normal price plus, and then you take 5 years of free oil changes, or in your case, life. I don't know. You try, but then here's the problem.
I don't think they'd agree to do it.
No, I don't think they would, because you'd have to predict how long am I going to keep this car, and how much am I going to get in free charging. I don't think it exists. It's just not a perfect world. It's not going to exist. And you're not going to be able to. So if you have it and you can't use it, well, that's just the way it is. I mean, you have it and you can't use it. Laura has a refrigerator problem. I'm sorry. Laura, what's happening with you? Laura? Maybe she did not hang on. I'm going to give her another chance. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, Laura?
Well, I purchased a higher-end refrigerator from Lowe's a few years ago.
What kind?
And at the same time,
what kind?
It is a KitchenAid.
Okay.
And apparently they no longer make that particular model. But at the same time of the purchase, I did purchase also an extended protection plan. In the time that I've owned it, I've had to call for a couple of repairs, which they satisfied no problem. And then on Tuesday, when I called for yet another repair, I was told by the protection people that rather than sending out a repair person, they wanted to reimburse me the cost of my refrigerator as per the plan.
That's a hell of a good
The thing is, in the warranty, it says the replacement or payment up to the retail cost you paid for the product plus tax satisfies the plan. So when I talked to the
Wait a minute. In the plan, it says they'll pay you what you bought it for?
Yes.
Plus tax. No depreciation? I mean, what if you had the thing for 10 years? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. So they're saying that if they can't repair it, or they refuse to repair it, or it's no longer being made, they can't get parts, they can pay you the value of the refrigerator from the actual retail value, and you're done. So why? That's a good deal.
It is a good deal. It is a great deal. And that in their brochure from which I purchased the plan, it says plus tax. And now when I call the the protection plan people, I have spent a lot of time in their offshore network. They say that it is not their policy to include the tax. I have it right here in front of me that says plus
Well,
tax.
have you called Lowe's?
Yes, I've called everybody.
And what do they say? They're the ones that...
Well, wait a minute. Why would they print a brochure saying that they cover tax when they don't?
Well, that's a very good question, and I cannot find anyone to give me that answer.
That seems weird to me that you have in writing, and I'm taking you at your word, you have in writing something that says they will pay that plus tax.
Correct.
What does how much are they paying you, by the way?
The refrigerator was $2,988.
How much was the tax?
A little over $250.
I would hit Lowe's up for the $250. They sold that to you, and they'd probably do that.
The thing is that if I accept the gift card, or this, because they're just giving me a gift card, they're not, that's the way they do it.
Yeah.
For the almost $3,000, and then I go back to Lowe's to try to get the tax from them, they would send me back to the...
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, they may not. It depends, really. I think that you have to at least try. Or did you accept it yet?
I did not accept it.
Well, I would. If you don't have to sign anything, I would accept it.
I just don't want to, but I've had experiences in the past where I said, okay, I'll take you at your word. I'll take it at this point and then work with it in the future. And then all I do is get days and days and days of run around and everything.
Listen, but you're listening. Would you rather, Laura? I'm not going to argue about this, but I would rather have the money and the uncertainty than the uncertainty and no money. So I would take the money because you're not agreeing not to go after the tax. They're not going to make you sign a full and final settlement. I don't think they are. If they do, that's another thing. But if they're simply going to send you the card, I would take it. And then I would go about trying to find the tax part.
That sounds reasonable if I having started at Lowe's and getting the runaround from Lowe's and getting the runaround from
but right now you're not getting the runaround. Will they send you the gift card or not?
Yes, via email. Yes, they will.
Please do it. Please at least get that much. Then you can start going after the sales tax. Listen, you called for advice, and if you don't want to do it, there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I can't make you, but that's what I would do. I would not. She's not accepting the money because she wants the sales tax. Does that make sense to anyone? Because she's afraid she's going to get the runaround? Well, guess what? You're going to get more runaround not having the money. At least you got one of the hurdles covered. Now you go after $250. That could be as easy as a small claims court.
Or you just go into Lowe's with that gift card and tell them what happened. Tell them about the sales tax. Maybe they'll knock $250 off whatever you're buying.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because our Sleep Number 360 smart bed is really smart. It senses your movement and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable. Plus, it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. It's even smarter.
That's what you do. You hire those 3 chicks to go into Lowe's. Can you imagine what they do if they were fucked out at $250 instead of $1.75?
EBT doesn't cover that fee.
Holy shit.
That is the best, man. They had to be intoxicated.
Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine, the clinic that has really made a change in my life because they helped me get out of pain, and I really credit them for the advice and for the guidance and for the treatments. And I advise that you call them if you have any problems, coloradopaincare.com. They have multiple locations and hours from 7 to 7, even same-day appointments, 303-GOT-PAIN. That's 303-GOT-PAIN. American Restoration 24/7. I can't stress enough how important it is to get the right company at the right time. If you're suffering from a catastrophe at your property, whether it be a broken pipe, a flood, a fire, meth, a lab and a rental, maybe you have black mold, asbestos, whatever it is, an unattended death, crime, you really need a restoration company that knows what they're doing, and that's American Restoration 24/7. I feel very strongly about this because the industry is terrible. Most likely you get ripoffs. They put a blower down and charge you $100 an hour and then call it good, or you have glorified carpet cleaners. You need someone who knows what they're doing. American Restoration 24/7 with all the EPA certifications and other associations you need to make sure you're getting the right job. 8337-AM-REST. 8337-AM-REST. That's amrest247.com on the web. That's amrest247.com. For retirement and for living, you may become the banker. Become the banker is a great plan. It's where you establish a tax-free growth account with these people, and then it grows tax-free as long as you follow their strategy. And that is, if you want to borrow it as you build it up to buy something, you use that instead of a credit card, and when you pay it back, you can pay it back with that credit card interest. And here is what the benefit is of that. You grow even more money tax-free. The idea is to get a retirement fund, and you take that out tax-free. Find out more, okay? What I'm telling you is the real deal. BecomeTheBanker.org.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was...
Is there a lot of caffeine in it?
Yeah, it's not huge, but the diuretic part's what I don't need right now.
Yeah. Total Where is caffeine? I don't fucking see it. It's got to have caffeine. Sodium, carb, sugar, added protein. Doesn't say anything about caffeine. Here it is, caffeine content. 77 milligrams. I have no idea what that relates. It doesn't make me jumpy. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I fill up a cup this size with ice, and then I hit on my Keurig iced coffee, and it fucking fits the cup perfect, and it's ice cold, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
For comparison, a cup of coffee is 95 milligrams.
Okay, but this is... No. This entire thing, 16.9 ounces. How many cups are in 16.9 ounces?
Well, you have 8 ounces in a cup of coffee.
So this is...
Twice. So you cut that again in half to equal coffee. So closer to about 37, 38 milligrams.
Yeah, for a cup. I do not like sugar tea. Some people, man, if you're a
You go down south, they look at you like you got 5 eyes.
Sweet tea? You don't want sweet tea? Yeah, it's so crazy out there now. Oh, shit. I think you just be honest with your customers if you can't do it. I think you're just making waves if you ignore it. The more you ignore someone... Yeah, I am, but I'm talking about everybody, really, in general. You're just better off saying, we just flat out can't get you in, we have no people. But instead, you put someone on hold for an hour, or set an appointment, and then you can't fulfill it. I mean, you might not have mechanics, but you do have people, it's obvious, they have people that can make phone calls.
And these dealerships also have backlogs of trucks and cars that are under manufacturer warranty they can't fix right now because they can't get the parts. People are still paying the car payment on the damn things.
Yeah.
Ford, who's usually really good about fleet trucks, you can't get a fleet truck right now. They can only make so many trucks, so they're making top of the line only. Your fleet truck is going to cost you $93,000 when you like it.
Because it's thebomb.com.
You got it. And talking to a Ford exec, so I think I mentioned.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Robert back with this septic call, man. This septic call, it's weird, and I just want to see, does he have any recourse? Can he be a party to a lawsuit? Does he have standing? I want to sum it up for Robert because Robert's on. And we have Brad O'Brien, who is a real estate attorney. And I just want to get his legal opinion on this or his impression on this. Brad, Robert bought a house about 2 years ago. And when he bought the house, he was told that it had a septic system that was replaced. Okay, so it was, and it had been 7 months before. But get this. The people who put the septic system in sold the house to someone else, and they're the people that sold it to Robert. So there's 2 owners removed. So the original, not the original, but the first owner that put the septic system in, then sold it to another owner. That owner owned it 7 months, then sold it to Robert. Robert says then that about a year after that, he started having problems with the septic system, and to make a long story short, there's all kinds of defects in the septic system, including the actual location of the septic system, which the health department will no longer approve. And the excuse the health department gives for passing it in the first place is COVID. They weren't doing a lot of on-site inspections. They were doing paperwork inspections. But this septic system is located too close to the well. So Robert now is faced with having to replace the entire septic system at $25,000. He wants to know, can he go back after the septic company that put it in for the 2 owners before, or can he go after the people that sold it to him? It's just a big mess. What do you think, Brad?
Well, he can go after the septic installation company if there was a warranty that extends to the next owner and the owner after that, which is pretty rare. But because normally you can't go after somebody that you weren't in a contract with. This current owner wasn't in a contract with the installation company 2 owners ago. So it'd be pretty difficult unless there was some warranty that continues on down the line.
And he couldn't claim that he's some kind of beneficiary of that original job because it should have been done right?
That's a stretch. It's called third-party beneficiary. That's a hard claim to make.
Okay.
You'd have to be an intended. They must have intended 2 owners ago that this current owner was an intended third-party beneficiary of that contract.
Okay. Then what about the people that sold the house to him? What did they say on the disclosure sheet, Robert, specifically about the septic system?
Basically that it was installed 2 years ago, or 7 months before I bought the house.
Which was true.
They just told me it was a brand new system installed on this date and by this company, and that's it.
Okay, now, here's another thing I forgot to mention, Brad. Robert actually hired the company that did the original job to certify the system. Was that because you were getting a loan and it had to be certified?
Basically.
You know, lenders often require a separate septic system report to approve the loan, in addition to, a separate report on that. And they gave, did they actually give you a certification, or what did they give you, Robert, when they inspected it?
No, basically it was just a piece of paper saying, hey, everything looks good and you should have it pumped out once a year.
Okay,
Which I talked to everybody. They said the size should be 3 to 5 years.
Okay, but it doesn't really matter, that part, Robert. The part that matters is they said everything looks good, and they should have known it was in the wrong location. Brad, would he now have reason to go after them since they inspected it for him?
Well, it sounds like the inspection was to certify that it was working mechanically, not necessarily that it was in compliance with any permit or zoning requirements.
But it was in compliance because the county signed off on it. It might not be now, but it is. It's grandfathered.
Yeah. A seller generally has a duty to disclose defects of a house that they know about, that they actually know about. They don't have to disclose defects that they do not.
Okay, we're exploring here. Robert, what about this? Let me ask you this. Had there not been broken down, would the county have made you, would the health department actually make you move it?
No, they wouldn't even have known about it if we wouldn't have called them out here to look at it when we dug it
I
up.
am saying that if you repaired it right there on the spot, would they make you move it?
Yes. Yes, he told me it has the location of the actual tank itself has to be 50 feet away from the well, and it's only like 30.
Oh, that's bad anyhow.
You wouldn't want it that close to your well anyhow.
Well, I know,
No.
I don't know, Brad.
He has no standing, so bottom line.
We're reaching for straws, right, Brad? Is this just basically under the heading of stuff happens?
Perhaps. But there's one other angle, which is if they gave you a seller property disclosure form, and if there was something on there that spoke to zoning or permit compliance, and they said they did not mark the yes box, but if they did know that in fact there was a permit or zoning noncompliance, and so that's a misrepresentation, then you could pursue them for breach of contract, based on
Yeah, but remember, these people bought it from somebody who had it put in. So as far as the new people that he bought it from, they only owned the house 7 months. They had no idea it was in the wrong spot.
I had an emailer asking, could there possibly be a claim against the county for gross negligence for approving the system too close to the well?
Yeah, I mean, Brad, I hate the idea that the county skates on this. What do you think about that?
No, you normally cannot sue a county for negligence because of the Colorado Governmental Immunity Act, which precludes suing any government for negligence.
How about if he got a hold of the disclosure from the second guy that bought it from the first guy, and something was disclosed on there? So, meaning the second guy would have known.
So you can prove the second owner knew something if the first people said, hey, the septic system is in the wrong spot.
But they probably didn't.
I don't know.
No, the current owner is not in privity of contract with the owner 2 times ago.
No, what we were saying is if the owner that put it in realized it was in the wrong spot and told the people who bought the house, those people can't claim ignorance.
Right.
That's the only thing. But Brad, listen, man. I mean, not Brad, Robert. It sounds very difficult to pursue.
Yeah, that's what it kind of gets now. So,
how much did they charge you for that inspection?
The actual people I bought it from paid for it, and I think it was like $300.
Oh, okay. Oh man, this sucks. This really sucks. I don't know, Brad. Right? We're out of hat tricks here, right?
Yeah, I've talked about all the angles that I can think about right now.
All right, thank you. And that's Brad O'Brien, OLSlaw.com. OLSlaw.com. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Robert. This is going to cost this guy $25,000. Now, one mistake Robert did make, I'll tell you that. He should have had an independent septic company inspect that. And then how do you know if something's in code compliance or not? That's the problem. Oh, my God.
Well, you wouldn't. I mean, the expert would.
Yeah, but I'm the expert. An independent expert may know. He may have measured and say, wait a minute, this is too close to the well. But I'm wondering if they would actually do that or just check to see if it's working. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I really don't know. And this is what I would love to figure out. I wonder if Eagle Home Inspections is listening, or one of our home inspectors, anybody listening that could weigh in on this. I don't know if home inspectors check that kind of stuff.
There's no way.
Yeah. It would be a difficult thing to figure out. 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
A closure in Jefferson County, eastbound 6th Avenue between 19th and Heritage, closed due to a fire activity. Avoid that area if you can. Crews on scene, they've got stuff blocked off, so definitely a mess right there. There's also an accident northbound I-225 at Iliff, a rollover crash, stop and go right now from Parker. Southbound University at Otero, an accident there as it's stop and go from Dry Creek. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather, there's a slight chance of rain today, mid to lower 90s for the high, and
Ideal Home Loans is making you a cash buyer. How the heck are they doing that? Well, you go there and get approved, not necessarily, you get pre-approved, right? Now, it takes a while to get a loan going, and you can go and get a real estate contract on a house you like, but if you have a loan pending, it's not a cash deal. But Ideal makes it a cash deal by putting up the cash for you. Absolutely. They guarantee a cash closing. Think about that. Ideal Home Loans, if you use them, will guarantee a cash closing. You can put in a cash offer. Now, most likely, by the time it comes to close, you'll have your loan. But if not, Ideal will make the cash and then make it up when your loan is approved. It's a no-lose situation. IdealHomeLoans.com. You got to call them for details. 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. Here's the message. Multiple locations for clinics and hours that are extended from 7 to 7, so you can get in, even same-day appointments available. 303-GOT-PAIN. They have all kinds of treatment for pain and neuropathy. Why don't you go see them? If you're having a problem, if you need help with pain, get your life back. I did. I can attest to their expertise. Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine, ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT PAIN.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes a cash offer for your home. And your home sells for more.
They're a direct
lender.
Yes.
They use their cash to close every easy home sale for the best price for your home. Let me tell you about two products for recent Orchard customers.
What are the two products?
Sold on the market.
What's the difference between a pre-approval?
Between their pre-approval.
Okay, between their pre-approval and their cash
which
deal.
they use their own cash for the loan anyhow. Okay, here's one. Ruby's story isn't unique. First of all, 99 out of 100.
And I asked that. And by the way, they only use their cash when the loan's approved by an underwriter, you know, because they don't want to keep that loan in-house.
No, of course not, but they use their cash.
Yeah.
For 3 months they do.
Yeah. Now,
If you're thinking about
here's why. First, they get pre-approved. Now, let's say you go to Ideal and you get pre-approved today, okay? Or you submit for pre-approval. You go out and find a house. You're not pre-approved yet. It takes 3 weeks. You find a house. You can't put a cash deal in. You can't. They will. They will, because they look at your stuff and say, yeah, we'll take the chance. But here's the other way. You are pre-approved. But you're pre-approved for a loan. You go put a deal in, and if you say it's a cash deal, you got to verify funds. I thought, when I used to say it's just like a cash deal, well, it kind of is. You're pre-approved. They know you're going to be approved, right? But let's just say you had a pre-approved guy here and a cash guy here. The cash guy's still going to go ahead. Still.
All right, great.
Even though it's
thanks
exactly
for chatting
the
to
same
me about it. I'm going to do my best to lay this thing
as
to
a
rest.
seller, if they're looking at cash and they're looking at a guy who's pre-approved, they still don't want to fuck around with pre-approvals, because that pre-approval is subject. No. It's subject to the house
No problem at all.
appraising at a certain amount.
All right, take care.
Right? Because
But I would assume that's how the deal they're doing now is. You're saying they're not going to they're going to
Thank
put the
you.
cash up for you in advance.
Is line
If
3?
you do a cash
Okay, that
deal
must still be
without
that
doing
Robert guy.
No, Mark, you have to be pre-approved.
Robert, I missed your whole call with Brad O'Brien, but any other
you
questions?
can't compete with the cash buyer, because the cash buyer
Okay.
can
close tomorrow.
Right. So Ideal.
Best to you,
once
man. I hope you get it
are
figured out,
approved, Ideal
with minimal cost.
will
And best to
literally
you,
put
okay?
in a cash offer in their name, a cash offer.
You too.
Now,
Troubleshooter
here's
Show, what
happens.
is your
Here's
first
what
name?
Ideal, I said, well, what happens? Here's what Ideal says. Well, if they don't get approved, if they don't get funded by the time closing comes along, then we put up the money, and it's a bridge loan to them. Then they pay us back.
Do you want? Can I have you come on and tell Tom that?
Fund with their own money, fine. If they totally flake out, or something turns
What's
out
your
they
first
lost
name?
a job or something, they sell that.
Joe, hang on.
Ideal just inventories. So because they have a real estate company, so they're taking a gamble. But most of the time, he says, Tom, we're just going to close with their money anyway, with their loan. But it gives them. But you can't see. If I say to a seller, I'm going to close with my own money, don't worry, I'm a pre-approved, and the other guy says, well, I have cash in the bank. That guy will get that's the only difference. That's the only difference. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Joe has a comment on that septic call. It's too bad. This guy buys a house, right? He buys a house. He has a septic company inspect it. They say it's working, right? And that septic company is the one that installed it 2 owners ago. It fails. It's in the wrong spot. He can't even get it fixed without moving it. It's going to cost him $25,000. Who does he go after? The owner that sold it to him. They were only in the house 7 months. The only before that, they don't have a responsibility to them. And what about the septic company? Our real estate attorney said he didn't have a contract with them, and the inspection was probably just to say it was working at the time. So this guy, it looks like he's in a quandary. Joe, what is your comment?
Hey, Tom, I'm just thinking about the situation. You got two things that are in the wrong spot. Why don't they just move the well? You could probably drop a new well for
because hold on, there's some other problems too. He needs to get a new septic tank itself. They drilled an extra hole in it, and also the leach field was broken down. So he would have to do a lot of repairs to that, plus move the well. And he figures if he's going to buy a new septic tank and all of that, he may as well move it. But that is a thought. And moving wells, I think, is harder than moving a septic system, in my opinion.
Well, if there's water down there, it doesn't cost that much to punch a well and line it and run the electricity.
I guess he would have to then move his pipe, his main, or at least tap off it. I don't know. I mean, you know what? It is very creative. I'll give you that. It is creative. Now, Jeff, what are you going to do? Buy 1 transmission and get 2 free. Is that right?
Yeah, that's only available after hours.
No, who wrote that? Did you write that, Mark? Oh, my God. No, we didn't. That's not true.
What does that remind you of?
You know what? Here's the problem, Jeff.
Remember Alaramas?
Oh, I did that on April Fools.
April Fools. Holy moly.
What did I say? Something about...
For the next 5 callers, you get free tires.
Or something. It was crazy. Anyway, if you have a comment on anything
Troubleshooter
you've
show,
heard
what
on
is
the
your
show, or
first
you want to
name?
just talk, or you have a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jeff, are you down mechanics right now? Are you looking to hire?
Yes, I could use another set of hands, but you just can't get people to apply. We can't get them in the door.
You told a story about someone who advertised.
A job.
For how long?
Are you talking about the one we were talking about earlier today? Yeah. He has a company where he refurbishes restaurants, primarily like their booths and seats and stuff like that. He was literally hiring people with zero experience. You're handed a box cutter and your job is to do demolition at $30 an hour. All the way up to experienced guys up to $72 an hour. Travel was required. When you were out of state, he paid for your hotel. He paid for your food. If you got homesick and want to come home, he paid for you to go back and come back in a week or so. He got 0 applicants over the course of 60 days.
Wow. Okay, let's get a comment on the septic call. This is Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Tom, wouldn't title insurance cover that?
Oh, no. Title insurance is not a warranty. That's only for defects of the title. For example, if someone said, we have an easement here that, and he didn't know about it, or this part of the property is not yours, or something.
Or someone filed a lien and they missed it.
If there was a defect in the title work, yeah. And someone also asked about homeowners insurance, Mike. And homeowners insurance, a lot of people mistake homeowners insurance for warranties. It's not going to fix a bad roof. Let's say he found out his roof was caving in. Homeowners won't pay for it. Now, if it was tied to an event, it would have to have been an event when he owned it. Not missed it, but he owned it. So, and it's really weird.
Have we ever had, you just brought something up, have we ever had someone call on a roof that moved in, bought a house, found out that there was hail damage?
Yes.
And that to the old owner to make the claim?
No, here's what happened. Well, we've had a couple of these. Number one, we've had a guy move into a house, and he found out it was previously damaged by hail, okay? Because there was a hailstorm, and he wanted to know if he was damaged. And the roofer says, yeah, you got hail damage. The adjuster says, yeah, you got hail damage, but that hail damage happened 4 years ago, and we already paid out on it, or not we, but another company, and they found out in the clue report, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, this guy now, they already paid. No insurance company is going to pay where it's been paid before. So this guy's screwed, right? So that's one scenario. The other scenario absolutely happened where a guy bought a house and it was hail damaged. Okay, it was hail damaged, and he went to, because the old owner did not file the claim, did not know about it. So then he went and filed the claim, and that's perfectly fine to go back.
Even though he doesn't have ownership anymore.
Well, it was hazy, but it was a claim he should have filed and would have been covered for. It was a negotiation, but it's very, people, I think people need to pull a clue report on the property they're buying. You need to pull a clue report to find out what insurance has been paid for at that address. Did you know you could do that, Jeff? You can find out what claims were made at that address. A clue report is for two things. A clue report tells you who filed claims, so they can keep track of claim filers. Insurance companies don't like claim filers. If for some reason you're always filing claims for something lost, something broken, somebody injured, they feel you're a high risk. Just like with a car accident thing, whether it's your fault or not, if there's too many claims, you got cooties, okay? So that's what the clue report's for. But the clue report also ties to addresses. So insurance companies can know, and so can mortgage companies, if multiple claims have already been paid, or if a claim's been filed. Because you can get insurance scammers who might buy a house with insurance, with a claim, and file it again. And file it again. I mean, so they keep track of stuff like that. The same with people who are in these hit and runs. These, not hit and runs, but where they pretend to be hit. Somehow you're driving down the street and they run up against your car, fall down, yell a bloody murder, and then really they put in a claim with your insurance. Well, That happens a few times, but then guess what? That person better change his name each time, because could you imagine if all of a sudden on a Clue report, and they do pull a Clue report, if you hit someone, a pedestrian, and that pedestrian puts in a claim, they'll do a Clue report on that pedestrian. Why? They want to know, has it happened twice before? Has it happened once before? What are the chances of someone getting hurt in a car accident like that twice? Because there used to be a whole scam where these people would go around the country pulling scams where they were hit by a car and wanted to be paid by insurance, or they do it in their car where they stop short and someone hits them in the back and they claim neck damage. This is a whole scam, of insurance ripoffs. But in any case, most of the time, though, it's insurance companies ripping us off. We have more coming up. Get your calls in. We do have time. 303-713-TALK.
Well, now, here's a question. Okay, so now where we've got our mountain house, there's actually a whole community of it. There's only certain people that live up there year-round. Other people.
Audible. It is definitely a busy Friday afternoon. We've got an accident southbound I-25 at I-70.
I'll take it, yeah. Unless you want it.
No, go ahead. Somebody moved into a house up there here recently. There had already been 2 owners previously inside the house. They were seasonal owners. They were up there seasonally. Only use it part-time. These people bought it. For whatever reason, it pricked Liston County's ears that this house got purchased. Hey, by the way, there's no CO on this house. So they've moved in. They've been there for a month and a half, and the county makes them move out because you're not allowed to be in it.
Why did they not issue a CO? And
Nobody ever did.
Can they get a temp?
They ended up getting the CO taken care of.
Okay.
So, but the county forced them out of the house, and they moved in full-time. So they don't have no place else to go.
Yeah, I got you.
So who's responsible? You have 2 real estate agents. You have title companies. You have mortgage companies.
I don't think Frank would actually ever look to see if a house got a CO. I can't imagine.
No one does.
I can't imagine. Oh, sorry.
Ideal Home Loans is making you a cash buyer.
Now, Mark says, wait a minute. If somebody's pre-approved, aren't they already a cash buyer because they're pre-approved? Well, kind of. But if a pre-approval goes up to buy a house and someone has cash in the bank, the cash buyer will move ahead of a pre-approval, although a pre-approval is very strong, especially with Ideal Home Loans. So Ideal Home Loans takes that pre-approval and turns it into a cash buyer. What they'll do for you is put up the cash and write the contract in your name or for you in their name, and they will guarantee the cash. So, and they do have cash in the bank to prove it. So you become a cash buyer. Now, most likely you'll close with your funds, but if your funds aren't available for some reason, they make it happen. So with Ideal Home Loans, not only are you getting a great loan, the best loan product for you with their salary-based loan officers, but you're getting the power and strength of a cash buyer. IdealHomeLoans.com. You must check it out. 303-867-7000.
Michael Brown here for Colorado Ear Care. You know I've been suffering from hearing loss and tinnitus for several years now.
I'm not doing it anymore.
Oh, thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
I thought he wanted it.
We had a guy call in, Jeff, that bought a house in the mountains, 150, 200,000. It was a while back.
Yeah.
No CO at all. Same thing. The county wasn't going to let him live.
You got to hear this.
But the strange part about this one is in all the disclosures, it literally says this isn't a house. It may look like a house, feel like a house, have windows, doors, garages, but it's not a house. And he initialed all the fucking shit, and he didn't buy a house, and he can't live there. And there's not a fucking thing anybody could do about it.
Couldn't he just get a new build permit for doing addition onto it or something?
He might have figured something out eventually, but
wasn't it on a mining claim?
I don't remember what it was. I don't remember why it wasn't a house, except for the disclosure where it says this is not a house.
Well, they never had a CO or an inspection.
I don't think they ever had shit. If you looked at the pictures of it, it looks like a nice house. It's not like an old fucking shack.
Have you stepped on somebody's fucking mining claim? Some of these wackos out there? Some of those guys are fucking nuts.
Like up around Idaho Springs.
Yeah.
There's some old timers up around Idaho Springs and Central City and whatever that area. Fuck, man, they're nutty as shit.
Hell yes, they are, and they will shoot at you.
Years ago, one of them was taking pot shots at this poor black dude that lived up there, man. It hit the national news. He'd sit across the canyon up there in Idaho Springs just shooting at this guy at his fucking house all the time. And the sheriff wouldn't do anything about it. And they finally got him on tape using the N-word and some other shit, and it broke national news. And the sheriff got fired, and the dude ended up getting $1 or $2 million from the county. I think it's Gilpin or whatever.
No shit.
Absolutely no shit. Then the sad part, of course, you fast forward, the guy blew through the money in 2 years and was basically, homeless again.
Wait,
it's Teller or
they
Gilpin?
want to know the name of the guy that wants to pay $30 an hour for restaurant demolition. He wants to get the job. Do you have any?
Tell them to send me an email. I have to look it up.
Okay.
Jeff at KimmerTrans.com.
I'm just forwarding it to you.
Okay.
I thought I would have you on Jeff at
KimmerTrans.
I know. I'm going to see if it shows up there. I should.
You might also have it under CMVIK. I think that's the one Suzanne uses.
I'm sending it. And when you get it, you got to make sure. Yeah, never mind. You got it. Hi, Tom Martino here, your troubleshooter.
Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, and Transmissions. And when he's not here, you find him at transmissionsdenver.com. Now, I got an email from a guy. I know him. He's anonymous because he works at the county level of government and is an engineer. Okay, Mark? And he says this. I did not hear anyone talk about CDPHE. What the hell is that? They keep a record of all, here it is, look it up, CDPHE, Mark. CDPHE. They keep a record of all leach fields and septics installed. And they're supposed to do their own independent inspection. I've never heard of that.
It's Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment.
Yeah, but remember... Well, no, that's who I was talking about, by the way, Anonymous. I was talking about, by the way, he really is anonymous, and he really does give me a lot of information. We were talking about that. That's the department we were talking about. Isn't that the one that issues the permits? And they are supposed to inspect. And I think that's the department that said they weren't sending people out during COVID, right?
That's right. Exactly right.
So I think that, although they have to keep a record of it. So they did a paperwork transfer, whatever the heck that means. 303-713-8255.
Troubleshooter Show, what's your first name?
So Deputy Smarty Pants said, I don't know what he's referring to. About the political system being two parties. Deputy Smarty Pants quoted somebody famous. Guess who said this?
What is the email
it's
about?
It's one big party, and you and I aren't invited.
George Carlin.
Yeah, I even said it a little like him, right? That's why I said, no, you did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you follow George Carlin?
Well, I just watched a special on Netflix or HBO about
He was a genius.
It's really good.
He was a comedy genius, but man, did he get angry in his later years.
No.
We saw him at
he would call golfs. What did he call golf? Golf.
The game. I don't have any email regarding select warranty. Could I give you my email address to have her send it to me again?
And he was so mad at the MGM.
And then we'll go
the
from
first
there.
15 minutes, his entire dialogue was how crappy the MGM is and how the bosses suck and the casinos suck. It was funny,
but I'm going, holy crap, man, this guy's got a gig here and he's beating them up.
Well, don't you remember when Letterman debuted on CBS what he did? He tore them up.
I'm not 75. I don't remember that.
Oh, come on. Letterman wasn't on that long ago. He switched from NBC. He was after The Tonight Show for years and then switched over to
I bet the first time
to go head to head.
Are you saying the first time Letterman had Carlin? I
doubt I was alive, if that's what you're saying.
No, I said the first time Letterman went to CBS.
Oh, okay.
And he trashed CBS because he was on NBC for years. And do you remember, so there were 3 shows, late night shows. One was The Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Followed by Letterman. Followed by another show called Tomorrow. Do you remember that?
I don't.
And who was the host?
Tom
Snyder.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God.
Is he a comedian?
No. He was
Jeff, do you know who it is?
Haven't got a clue.
Tom Snyder started out as an anchorman and then turned into a talk show host. Look up Tomorrow with Tom Snyder, and you'll find it. Tomorrow with Tom Snyder. Anyway, why are we talking about this? Because we're toward the end of the show, and it's too probably late to take a caller. But by the way, we can warn you some stuff we heard about on the show. Joe, and that is number one and foremost, I swear to God, if you're buying a house with a septic, make sure you get that checked out. Also, get a clue report.
Tomorrow with Tom Snyder debuted in 1936.
Oh, it did not.
1973, but it's definitely old enough. Google didn't finish filling it in for me. They didn't even know who he was.
When did he start?
1973.
I wasn't back. Come on.
The Tomorrow Show, 1973, talk show, Tom Snyder.
Oh, my God. Okay, we were alive.
He was born in 36. I was born in 72. I was 1 year old.
Kitty Hawk.
He was born when I graduated high school. Mark was born. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, and I'll tell you this. Oh, well, I don't know why I'm giving the number. We don't have time to take a call. But I wanted to warn you about something else. I was looking here, and I lost my train of thought, as often happens. But, again, the clue report, the reason we recommend that is when you move into a house, you want to make sure there weren't multiple claims on that house because that could really hurt if it comes. Or first of all, it gives you an idea of what went wrong. And second, it can hurt you if a claim was made and something was never repaired and you don't know about it. And, you know, home inspectors don't do a great job. Not all of them.
I know why I know this guy now.
Who?
No kidding, Snyder.
Why?
He did the very last interview, and I saw the interview, of course, years later, with John Lennon before he was murdered.
That's right.
That's how I recognized him by the picture because I've seen the interview.
But you know who was in the journal? A journalist who was a best friend with Lennon that actually hung out with him and interviewed him too.
No,
Geraldo Rivera.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They were actually buddies. Yep.
Remember that lady that called up and kept calling you Geraldo?
I'm going to tell you something else that people don't know. Do you know Geraldo Rivera, his first wife? Do you know who he's married to?
Now or was?
Was.
No.
He was married to the daughter of Kurt Vonnegut, a famous author. I mean, Kurt Vonnegut was a great author of science fiction. I don't know if you've heard, but he wrote books like Slaughterhouse-Five and what other ones? Some crazy books. He was one of the greatest science fiction authors, and he was married to his daughter. Anyway, I bet you there was a prenup on that one. Okay, Jeff, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Transmissionsdenver.com, 303-693-1400. And, of course, you can also depend on us at referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. And, oh, by the way, look for Money Mailer. That's my new envelope packed with deals. And save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino, Real Tom Martino, and